Hello, everyone. So, we are today here to celebrate the top 50 learning and development minds. So, this particular award comes with from the Inspiring Minds in association with Learning Academy. So, let's have a small word about Inspiring Minds. So, this particular event will be hosted by me. I am Dr. Vishal Verma. I head the HR department. I head the HR department for Alumnus Software Limited. Apart from that, I'm also an advisor, and we are proud to be associated with the thought process of inspiring minds. Along with me, it will be N. Baleshwari Rao, who is associated with L&D Academy. So before we start up, let's have a brief about an understanding about the inspiring minds. Why do we exist? The Inspiring Minds was formed by a number of entrepreneurs, okay, and thought process minds that came into existence, that we will be celebrating all those peoples who are there in and around India as well as abroad, to celebrate those people who has inspired us in any or any other manners. Okay, so for example, we have today we will be celebrating the inspiring L&D minds. So we find that the people in the L&D department has inspired us, has changed the thought process. Prior to that, we have celebrated inspiring women minds. Prior to that, we celebrated the inspiring HR minds. This is the next in journey that we are celebrating the inspiring L&D minds. In general, most of the inspiring minds that we generally know are not the part of the regular processes that there exist, but still, when we see the different people there, okay, we think that these people who are playing their role at the same time, they are also creating an environment that is better for everyone. So that is where the picture for inspiring minds comes into existence. Yeah, so this is one of the way. Let me also tell you that Inspiring Minds Awards are not at all a paid awards. Okay, all the award participants, it's an open participation for a particular category, definitely. So when we have the different kind of awards, say for example, we are having the Inspiring L&D Minds Award right now. Is the inspiring L&D minds, or those professionals who are working in the area of learning and development, nominate themselves for the inspiring L&D minds award 2025. Now we do not charge any money from any person. Okay, that is one of our USP. It is totally based on the merit. So, whosoever is receiving an Inspiring Minds award in any category, that definitely talks about that we have never asked for any money for any person. Okay, it's totally on the best of on the merit. Okay. So if anyone says that because we always hear that there are some awards that is being paid, but we are not at all a paid award. It's a totally merit based award. So people nominate for that, and then they all the nominations goes through different processes, different process of selection, be it be related to your AI assessment, followed by the jury evaluation. So all those process comes into existence, and finally we get the top 50 L&D minds, or the top 50 different inspiring minds of different categories. Okay, so let's also talk about L&D Academy. Okay, so here Baleshwari is here, who represents L&D Academy. Okay, so I will take the pleasure to introduce L&D Academy. So L&D Academy happens to be one of the organization that is totally driven for L&D. Unlike most of the training and development organization, L&D Academy focuses on the learning and development professionals, enabling with the tools and techniques that is required to become a good professionals in the L&D team. and how the L&D department adds the values to the different the organizational benefit. That is what L&D Academy teaches us. Okay, it is headed by Jubin Rashid. You will be having a different training program throughout the entire duration of this event with Jubin here. Okay, sorry. So as far as the process of L&D Academy, inspiring L&D minds comes into the picture, it says about that we reached out to all the professionals. We reached out through emails, through the entire team of Inspiring Minds reached out through email, through LinkedIn profile, through different WhatsApp groups, different forms, whatever the possible was there. So we reached out. They reached out to almost all the professional. So I assume that the data that has been given by that Inspiring Minds team to me was that they have approached approximately around 2,000 professionals into L&D department. Now they out of that 400 or 460 plus professionals applied for this nomination process. This nomination process, in which we gave the set of questions of 6 7 questions were given to them, and the information related process, how they have actually inspired or they have done the different learning and development capability. The answers were given by them. These all answers went through a thorough and rigorous AI based assessment, where all the assessment was done using Rubik process and other different AI related processes. Okay. After that, the entire data, along with the response from the AI-based system, was given to the jury. Jury evaluated. Individual jury, all the juries were having their own thought process, on inputs, and on the basis of their inputs, the final 50 top 50 finalization of the list of the Inspiring Minds was done. So before we start a celebration of our Inspiring Minds top 50 inspiring L&D minds, it is important to introduce yourself to the you all, everyone here, to the jury that helped us to identify the top 50 professionals. So Baleshwari, can you take it from here?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Vishal. So, good evening, everyone, and good evening, jury, respected jury. So, it's a really honor to be introduce our respected jury. So, first, our jury member is Mr. Dr. Amitabh O. Gupta. Amitabh O. Gupta is a visionary academic leader with a remarkable blend of academic excellency and industry expertise. With a PhD in the management and business administrations and MBA in human resource management and a graduate degree in advertising and sales promotions. So Dr. Gupta is well equipped with the bridge of gap between academic and industry. As a director executive development program at Parul University, which is very renowned university we everyone knows, so Dr. Gupta leverages his extensive experience in both corporate and educational sectors to cut the programs for working executives. His previous role was as a dean of a corporate relations and associate professor and enable him to foster the strong industry connection and provide the practical insights to the students with overall 16 years of teaching experience and 8 years of corporate expertise. Dr. Gupta brings a wealth of knowledge to his academic role. His corporate journey includes notable positions at Indian Railway, Genpact, Novartis, Pharmaceuticals, and where he served in a various managerial capacity. Dr. Gupta sorry Dr. Gupta commitment to be an entrepreneurship educations is evident through his certifications from renowned institutions including NEN, PM Yuva, and IIM Kolkata. His certifications as a skill trainer from the TCS and Bosch India Limited further demonstrated his dedicate to a practical skill development through his expertise and experience. Mr. Gupta continues his shape to the next generation of business leaders and providing a comprehensive educational experience to combine his theoretical knowledge and practical insights. Dr. Gupta is a published author in areas of advertising, strategic marketing, organizational behavior, human resource management, and B2B marketing and soft skills. So, here, welcoming you, Mr. Gupta, for this session. Our next respected jury member, Anupurna. She is a director of global training and development head and HR and admin India, founder of Emotionalytics and Company. Mrs. Annapurna is a seasoned HR and though the leader over 25 years of experience in HR operations, change management, leadership, L&D, and organization development. She held a leadership role in a diversity of industries, including aeronautic, infrastructure, software, sales and services, working with the company like HAL Hall, uh, Manthan, and many more. Before the founding the Immortalic company, she has was director of HR at Inspirage India. Annapurna holds a dual master's degree in the industrial relation and personal management and psychology, along with the certification in the behavioral assessment and emotional intelligence and designing thinking. A passionate advocate for emotional literacy, she has trained over a 10,000 professionals globally. Eco, she is not only a expertise in the HR field, she is an author of a positive psychology and holder of three patents. She has received a numbers of corporate visionaries leaders award, top 20 HR impactful leaders award in 2022, recognized by a Business Today and Bloomberg. Beyond the corporate leadership, she is a active speaker, mentor, social advocate, and companions of human companion women's empowerment and education through the initiative like to support the rural women's and entrepreneurship. She previously served as a chairperson of Women Economic Empowerment Forum at Karnataka, continue as a driven and impactful changes. So we all welcoming you, Miss Annapurna, for this event. The next jury member is was Miss Sonal Mitra. She is assistant vice president and training quality virtual banking of SDFC Bank. Sonal brings an extensive expertise in scaling the services, excellency, and fostering the high performance cultures with the career of spanning of over a decade and one of the India's leading financial institution. She has been instrumental in bridging the gap between the operational quality and employee capability. Known her strategic approach to be a learning and development, Sonal's insights are rooted to be a real world and complicity of a virtual banking and largest scale of talent management. We honored to have her expertise and panel for the inspiring L&D Smith Award. So, welcoming you, Ms. Sonal. Next is our the jury member, Mr. Zubin Rasid.
I assume that there is some network problem with Baleshwari. So let me introduce Jubin Rashid here. Okay. So Mr. Jubin Rashid is the founder and the chief learning officer of L&D Academy. Mr. Rashid is one of the person who has actually built up a learning and development academy, and therefrom he has actually built up what we know today as L&D Academy. Just a second. So it took at least he has got an expertise over 25 years of experience in designing and leading the capability building exercise initiative across industries and geographies. He works at the site or at the intersection of learning and strategy, leadership development, business performance, and a strong focus on learning and development diagnostic, capability architecture, and measuring learning impact. Over the year, he has worked with organizations like Tech Mahindra, Cognizant, BCG, Mercedes, Tata Group, Alstom, Sandvik, Axis Bank, SDFC Bank, Aditya Birla Group, along with manufacturing, infrastructure, energy, healthcare, and financial service organizations. Jubin academic grounds includes education from Harvard University, IIM Calcutta, and MIT, shaping his evidence based on systemic thinking, approach, and learning and leadership. In addition, Jubin holds numerous professional certifications in learning analytics, learning effectiveness, instructional design, leadership development, and data-driven learning there. Reinforcing his focus on rigorous measurements and real world applications. He is also recognized as one globally as number one learning and development professional and has in the on Udemy and many other platforms across world. He has got 150 countries he approached, and 15,000 learners are associated with L&D Academy through Udemy or through directly through L&D Academy. And he moderates conversations with senior HR professionals, business leaders on the future of learning, leadership readiness, and workforce capability. So thank you, Jubin, and thank you, Sonal. Thank you, Annapurna. Thank you, Dr. Amitabh Gupta, for blessing us and helping us identify the top 50 L&D professionals across India. And fortunately, we have not only approached India this time. We has expanded our area from South Asian countries even to African countries, and many nominations come from Australia and other countries. So we are fortunate enough that inspiring minds that have started with the journey in India has now developed and gone worldwide. So, without getting late, let's introduce our learning and professionals L&D leaders that we have identified through a rigorous process. Okay, starting so the entire process we will be introducing top 50, and this top 50 will be introduced in an alphabetical manner. Essence, we believe that everyone is equal, and it's not possible to put all the 50 of 50 on a single stage at the same time. So we have decided to go alphabetically. Okay, so we'll start with Avinash Singh. Okay. Avinash Singh heads the HR department for Hamilton Research Technology Private Limited. Okay. To him, being an inspiring minds means creating meaningful learning experience and ignite curiosity, empower people to grow, and align individual purpose with organizational vision. It's about nurturing a culture where learning never stops. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to evolve, innovate, and make a long-lasting impact. So thanks, Avinash. That's a wonderful thought process. Rather than making more delay, let's hear.
Hello, Dr. Farmer, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. It's the stage is all yours.
Okay, great. So, a very good evening, Dr. Verma and Paleshwari. And a very good evening to everyone who has joined us today. I'm truly honored to be nominated among the top 50 inspiring L&D minds 2025. This recognition is deeply motivating and reflects the collective support, collaboration, and shared passion for learning that I've been fortunate to experience throughout my journey, along with the opportunity to help build strong learning and development cultures across the organizations that I've been part of. And I'm sincerely grateful to the Inspiring Minds team for this wonderful initiative, to all the eminent jury members for considering my nomination, and to all my fellow awardees who inspire excellence in our profession. And this recognition further strengthens my commitment to driving meaningful learning and capability transformation. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Avinash, and it's an honor to have you on as a top 50 L&D Minds. Okay, your certificates has been sent through mail to you. Okay,
Yes,
so
I
enjoy
received it.
your day. Enjoy
Thank
your
you.
day.
Thank you a lot.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Okay, so next here is we have got Akia Chakravarti. So Akia Chakravarti, are you here? Okay, so to tell you about Akia Chakravarti, he is a manager HR with Now Purchase. To him, being an inspiring L&D minds means creating pathways that helps people discover their potential while enabling the organization to move faster and smarter. It's about designing learning and that feels meaningful, builds confidence, and nudges the teams toward a culture where growth is continuous and shared and aligned with a larger population. I think Akia has got stuck in some other activities from office, so we will hear Akia again. Okay. In the meanwhile, congratulations, Akia, on for your achievement. So we have got next awardee as Mr. Akshay Agrawal. So Mr. Akshay Agrawal happens to be the founder of Akshay's Learning Hub. To him, being an inspiring L&D minds, creating a space where people feel empowered to grow, think boldly, and challenge their own limit. It's about shaping a culture that learns continuously, continuously, support each other, and turns every moment into a opportunity that transformation, impact, and meaningful progress for individuals as well as for the organization. Well said, Akshay. Okay, Akshay has occupied in some activities in the office, so we will be moving to the next here. So we have got Amol Amrutkar. So Amol works with Maruti Suzuki India Limited as an HR person, as a senior HR manager. To him, being an inspiring mind, L&D minds, means creating a self-awareness, boosting self-confidence, and engage in digital activities so that we remain at par with the latest cutting technology, keeping ourselves self motivated and create all the ground performance of the capability development. Well said, Anmol. You covered almost all the aspects of learning and development that is there. Okay. So let Anmol also join here. Anmol, so the stage is all yours.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I am Amol Amrutkar, Senior Manager in Learning and Development, currently working with Maruti Suzuki India Limited, Delhi. For me, learning and development has been a remarkable journey as of now. I have been the privilege for working with various colleagues across many regions and cultures, and one constant which has guided me is towards the work is to enabling people to learn, grow, and build the different competencies that matters in the terms of the overall development. At the core, I believe in KSA, which we know that knowledge, skills, and attitude, where we can understand what knowledge is basically to understand the why, skills are to understand the how, and definitely attitude, which drives the will. In today's dynamic environment, it's these three pillars turn the potential into performance for an individual and the organization. For me, which I follow the idle framework for growth, which means I do learn every time. So this is something which leads me all the way together. I am thankful to the Inspiring Minds team and the founders who have given me this great opportunity to showcase myself on this particular platform, be in touch, and try to develop socially the new friends, new colleagues, and given this opportunity, which actually means a lot. So I am thankful to all the Inspiring Minds team and the jury members for giving me this opportunity. Thank you and have a good day.
Thanks, Anmol. Thanks for the wonderful points that you put across. So, introducing next awardee, Anand Kumar Singh. He works as the senior manager HR with RP Sanjeev Goenka Group. To him, being an inspiring L&D minds means igniting curiosity, empowering people to unlock their full potential, and creating learning experiences that drives both personal growth and organizational excellence. It is about inspiring transformation through knowledge, fostering a culture of continuous learning, and shape future-ready, purpose and driven professionals. Anand, you almost nailed the entire L&D work that we all HR do. Okay, so without taking much of the time, let's hear from Anand. Anand, I think your camera is off. Can you
Am I
please?
visible?
Not yet, Anand.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, but we cannot see you, Anand. The entire people around the globe wants to see Anand Kumar Singh.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Yeah, yes, it is live now. So, am I visible now?
Yeah, perfect.
Sorry for the technical glitch. I think Yeah, so first of all, I'd really like to thank the jury members and Dr. Verma for this honor which has been given to me. And I'm deeply honored to receive this award and sincerely grateful for the confidence and recognition extended to me. Basically, this acknowledgement I feel is not only for my individual journey, but of the collective efforts, trust, and collaboration of mentors, leaders, colleagues, and teammates who have continuously inspired my thinking and challenged me to grow in the career. So I extend my heartfelt thanks to the jury member once again and the wider community for this recognition. So for at this platform, I would like to say one thing that nowadays, which is quite relevant, that to the wider L&D community, that our responsibility is evolving with time because there are many things which is changing the atmosphere, the environment, everything is changing very rapidly and constant changes are there. So let us remain grounded in empathy and evidence-based practices, and we should focus on the business impact that ensures learning remains meaningful and inclusive and for future ready for everyone. So thank you everyone.
Uh, Thanks, Anand. Thanks for So let's come to our next winner. We have got Anupam Singh, who is the Global Center of Excellence Talent Management for US as well as in India, with Citrin Cooperman India LLP. To her, the inspiring L&D minds means driving a sustainable cultural shift where learning is the primary currency of the growth. It is about strategically aligning every organization's skill acquisition and organizational purpose, transforming capability to measurable business values, and empowering every employee like Rohan to become a strategic leader. So, Anupam is not here today because of some official work. So in the meantime, what we will do is to move to the next winner. So we have got Asha Rai Badana. She is the Learning and Development Manager with Ajmera Tires Private Limited. To her, being an inspiring L&D minds means igniting growth in others, turning learning and development with confidence, capabilities building, and meaningful impact that not only strengthens both people and the organization but also the end user. Win win win. That's a fabulous point, Asha. Thanks for coming forward with the win 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 technology. So we have Asha here. Yeah, we have Asha here. Okay, so let's hear from Asha. Asha, the stage is.
Thank Thank you so much for such a warm welcome. I'm truly honored to be recognized as one of the inspiring minds of LND to 2025 by Inspiring Minds. I'm really very much honored and thank you for this recognition. So my journey in LND has always been on one belief that learning should create confidence and not fear, and it has to be of capability building, not just knowledge. So it's not just learning is not just gaining knowledge, but how you are actually applying that knowledge and how you're building your capabilities. Now, in my current organization, that is Ajmera Tires, I'm working very closely. I'm getting that opportunity to work very closely with our managing director from top level management till the technician level, all the executives and the managers especially. So one thing I've observed here is the environment that they have created for learning. So training environment is very important, which will not only help to improve the skills, but also it will help in change of that mindset and change of the culture, so which do not just happen overnight. So that is one very good thing that I've been learning here. So this recognition I would like to share with the people with whom I am right now, with all the people I'm working with, who actually trust, the leaders who are trusting the learning process, the managers who are very patiently implementing the trainings, and but definitely the all the employees or the learners who are showing, who show that growth through trainings. So this always reminds me one thing: the L&D is not just about training programs, but it is about enabling the people to their best potential. So that's what I would like to share in this 60 seconds opportunity that you have given. And yes, I'm very grateful, and I'm inspired and committed to give back to the LND till we are associated even to the LND minds. Thank you.
Thanks, Asha. Actually, you gave two aspects. One is that the top management as well as the lowest level, the technicians are actually aligned to the learning and development. That is what we
I hope
believe
I
in.
was
And
audible.
yeah, you are audible. You are audible perfectly, Asha.
Thank you. Thank you, Vishal sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thanks, Asha. So let's hear more detail about other people. Okay, so we will be having a small discussion with one of the L&D head of organization that A Annapurna. Okay, I prefer to call her Annapurna Didi, and we have got Jubin Rashid here, who is the founder and the CEO of L&D Academy. So we will be having both people here. Okay. So over to Baleshwari.
Thank you, Mr. Vishal Bhaiya. Rather than that, uh, so we are welcoming Anupurna Di and Zubinda. So the discussion over here, we will going to start today. It's if LND disappeared tomorrow, could the business feel it or not? And what are the impact it will be going to impact in our or the day-to-day corporate life? whether we will get a more talented people or skilled people in the organization, how we are going to be groom up them. So all the discussion and highlights will bring to be in this session, the event, by Mr. Zubin Rashid and A. Annapurna. So welcoming Annapurna Di and Zubinda. So it's over to you.
Hello. Good evening.
Hi, hi.
Good evening. How are you?
All good. It's been a long time, isn't it?
Absolutely. Nice,
So
nice meeting.
same here. Just to set the context for those who are watching, Annapurna and I met quite a few years ago. We were doing an NHRDN event, and at that time I was part of the executive committee, and I had invited her, and we had a really good conversation live on stage, which was really nice. Okay, so Annapurna, let's get started because I guess we're running slightly late in the process. I'll start off with our discussion itself.
Sure.
So, what I'm going to ask you is slightly hypothetical, of course, but it's very important. We've already been introduced to our topic of discussion. So the whole idea is, and I was actually imagining this. I was just thinking if L&D disappeared tomorrow morning, right? I mean, you are part of learning and development. I'm part of learning and development. But what if that happens? Not in theory. I mean, in a real organization, L&D suddenly disappears tomorrow. So, what do you think would break first in the business, and what would continue almost as if nothing happened? I mean, you could look at it in any way you want, capability, culture, performance, whatever feels most real from your experience. So tell us, your experience will help us understand this better.
Thank you, Zumin. Thank you, Vishal. And thank you, Inspiring Minds, and the whole team who has put up a very lovely conclave over here. And I'm very thankful to be over here to share my thoughts on a very passionate topic of L&D because that's something which is, I think, my life. Lifelong learner, if you see my tag, that's what I consider myself as. And continuing from there, and when we're talking about what if there is no learning and development in an organization. So for a moment, if you tell a person your breath has stopped, just you close your nose and you tell your breath has stopped and that's it. Okay. So you will survive for some time. It's not that you'll die. You'll choke, you'll get suffocation, you'll do something somehow and something, and then slowly you'll start saying, okay, I can breathe it out like this. I'll open my mouth and start doing something and things like that. Something similar happens, L&D, though it's not it doesn't show up as the core, or it doesn't show up as the forefront of anything as a function, but it has a deeper impact on the entire chain of the value chain of the business. So what would happen is slowly what would continue, things would continue as it is, your customers would continue, your profitability will continue, your operations will continue, everything and all. But slowly, like termite, you will start seeing the capability of the organization will start falling off. Eventually, when I, as a talent, if I would be in the organization which is not investing on learning and development, or I am seeing that I am not learning anything more in this organization, that means that my growth has stunted. That means this is not my place. So slowly your talent will disappear. Right? Then what type of learnings will still survive in the organization? A peer-to-peer learning, a on-the-job learning, or a please, yes, boss learning. These are things which will survive and then be getting on. But the newcomers will just be fish out of water. The whole organization will start weakening up in one or the other way. So just to summarize in one line for this answer, I would say the present survives. The future weakens. That's the condition which you will have in the organization. Thank you so much.
I think that was very well put. We are talking about short term looks okay. We will not really feel the effect, but in the long term, it will. Happens to so many things in our lives, I guess. Something
Yes.
stops, we don't realize, and we realize later, and then it's too late. I think that's what happens. Now, I want to stay with that thought, and I want to explore a little bit more from your experience. So, you've worked with different organizations, and uh, I'm sure you've seen L&D making a visible difference in the organization. So what I've also seen, and I'm looking at both sides of the coin. So one side of the coin is programs happening, participation, this short-term smiley sheets and feedback. So that's one part of it. But let's look at the other side when we talking about making a difference. So behavior changed or performance improved. I mean, that's the part we really want to look at in terms of learning and development. So, in such situations where you have seen L&D making a visible difference, what stood out in those situations? So, it could be at the individual level, it could be at the team level, it could be across the organization.
True. So definitely L&D has an impact in the organization. Otherwise, no one would talk about it so much, or it would not have an important seat in the organization. Now, how it does it impact? It starts with who is champion in L&D, and every time it is not that L&D is the business of HR function. It's the leadership function. Everybody in the channel of the leadership, every manager, every leader, every functional head, everyone's responsibility is learning and development, right? If you say that it's only that, okay, it's one person is doing it and I have nothing, no role to do it, no, it doesn't happen in that way, and it will not yield any result in that way. It is a collective responsibility of everybody. Plus, it's not like a typical one budgeting and one training exercise and a calendar exercise or something like this and all. If you really want to see the impact in the organization, it's the accountability of everybody, the entire chain of the people in the organizations, right? So be accountable first. The second is who is feeding you. It's not something that, okay, your entrepreneur or your stakeholder or your this and that. It is the customer. So what does the customer wanted to? What kind of customer we have? How does it impacts our customer? So what behavioral changes do we require to bring it in ourselves in the entire organization is something which has to be focused. And this is, again, I'm telling that it's not an individual one, it's a collective effect of everybody to see that, okay, how do I impact the customer? Then how do I see that every day this is ingrained in the complete DNA of the organization? No, everybody has to. I have seen multi organizations, I myself where I have worked, and others, I have seen that there are certain things that religiously, as a culture or as an L&D philosophy, they do it religiously. Now, if there is something like, I go and I take a quality oath, it's a behavior. I would not allow safety accidents like this. I will be proactive to take this. So there is a safety behavioral impact, quality induced behavioral impact. Then such things are very, very vividly seen in organizations, how organizations are trying to move at it and things like that. Then when I'm having a sales organizations, so what do I do in those sales organizations? How do I approach my customer? Things like that. So there is again a behavioral impact in these type of organizations. So if learning is an optional thing, then behavior will not change. Learning cannot be an optional. And if behavior isn't designed to work, then learning will not matter. That's my take. Because if you cannot tell that, okay, you learn or you don't learn. No, it's not that way. It won't work in that way. And so what will happen is that every time whenever you want to have an impact, in my own cases, I have seen impact not only on people behavior, not only on the business, but larger at the community level. People came back and told me that, okay, because of the L&D, because of this particular way we have done this training or learning, it changed within me. It changed the way I work. It also had an impact the way I have responded to the communities and things like that. So for that to happen, it's a long chain, long duration also, but definitely it has. So learning cannot be optional. It has
So,
to be core.
right. So I just want to pick up from those last 3 points you talked about. So, and one of the points I picked up was business results. Um and recently I was working with the CEO of an organization, an IT company. It's a growing company. It used to be a startup, but now it's growing quite fast. So in that discussion, and I think this comes from the board or from the leadership quite often, that if a company wants L&D to be felt in business results, because that's what they're most interested in. See, we are interested in overall development also. We want to also see that we are making a difference not only in the organization but beyond. But the major part of this of the results people want to see is at the level of business. But in such situations, what is usually missing first, according to you? Is it clarity? Is it leadership, ownership? Are they not owning up? Is it measurement? We are not measuring enough. We do have challenges in all of these. I just want to know, what do you think, or what have you seen in your experience?
Good. If you can't see it, you can't change it. Right? You have to see something. That means you have to see a result, a metric. And I would say that result has to be felt in the organization. Somewhere a delta has to be made into the top line or bottom line. Otherwise, yes, things won't matter. So what we need to definitely see is the whole thing, what as champions, what we need to drive and what we need to have as a motto is L&D is not a support function whose primary job is to it is just not to see that, okay, I do a learning calendar, I have a mandate, I do something, manage a budget, I manage a reward. No, it is to see that, it's to see a vision, it should see a future, it should also work with business to see that how do I build a future capability for the business. How would I impact the business, and what kind of measures I should do, what kind of steps I would take, how would I present myself in the organization, how would I put my thoughts, how would I put my entire proposals in the organization to say that, okay, I am not seeing it current, but 3 years from now, what would happen? So that means I need to know the business, I need to know the competitors, I need to know the customers, I need to know what's happening in the geographical phases, I need to know the political economic scenarios, so many things. And then I used to understand internally my talent, where are they, what is the competence, how do I move them there, and do I require X skills, do I require Y skills, where are we with it, and how niche are we to be present themselves. So if this is what we present it to our CEOs, CXOs and things like that, and tell that, hey, here is one leadership capsule, I want to deliver it, because I'm not preparing leaders for today, I'm preparing leaders for tomorrow. Right? If I say that, okay, this is a technical strength, I wanted to build it, but why? I'm defining it. And always build it in such a way that if I invest something, yes, ROI is important. Don't think ROI is never important. ROI is very important when we talk about learning and development. It's just not that I pump in something to the person and they tell, okay, this is a freebie, or it's L&D is not a reward, by the way. No, it's something that it's an investment I do on a talent to see that the talent executes and there is a result to the organization and the talent is rewarded. That's the cycle which we are in. So definitely business would like to see L&D as a function where it would impact business, it would bring results, and it would also sit in the balance sheets, right? Otherwise this function would weaken something. So we as champions of L&D should be with that visionary focus to see that how could I really work with my CEOs and C-suite people to tell that, okay, this is where I would develop or do co-create or create some kind of programs or interventions or assessments or something. If you're thinking of today, you will never succeed.
Absolutely.
For me, I need to go a little farther, and that you may look insane in the organizations because you're not connected. People will be telling, I need this right now, and you're not solving out for me this, and you're talking about something which is in the future. Definitely, that's not my business. That's something that's why I told L&D is everyone's business in the organization. So if I need something to do for today, that means it's your immediate supervisor, immediate manager who looks at it. But as a champion of L&D, I would be in a strategy where I would think about how do I move the needle of the organization to the next few years.
Absolutely. I think that's in the right line. We wanted to start off the discussion with this question about L&D disappearing, because I think that's the way we look at the future also. And that's the way we evaluate where we are. I mean, if I am part of a function today, um, how is it working right now? And how is it planning for the future? So I want to really thank you for sharing your thoughts. And what comes out clearly to me through this discussion is that learning and development creates value when it is tightly connected to real work, real decisions, and real outcomes. I think that's very important, in this discussion, what we've understood. And so this has been very thoughtful and I believe a very honest conversation. I really appreciate you sharing your perspectives. As usual, I've heard you before and I understand that. Very grounded in experience. We didn't discuss theory, we were talking about the practical aspects. So thank you for joining us. And now I'll hand it over to Dr. Verma and
Thanks, Anuparnadi. It's always, we usually have a long call around 1 hour or 1.5 hours when we start discussing on any topic. Okay. On the behalf of Inspiring Minds, we have planted a tree for you, and we call it as Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam. Okay, just for
Wow.
our nature. Okay, so this is just a certificate. The entire detail for the certificate, where the tree is planted, how the tree looks like, and who is taking care of the tree has been sent on your mail. Okay, so that details you can always check how your plant is growing. Okay, where it is located, who is the caretaker, the caretaker's details has been already provided on your email ID. So thanks, Anuparnadi, for being the part, being a jury member. I can understand it is not always an easy task to finalize top 50 among out of 400 plus professionals. It was a very very tough task where the most of the nominations were very close. Okay, but thanks for doing the justice, both Jubin as well as Anuparnadi. Okay, so now we'll move on to our next, awardee. So, so our next awardee is Asmita Deshpande. So Asmita Deshpande works with Rich Carlton as a HR training and manager, training manager for HR department, and also taking care of training. To her, being inspiring L&D minds means unlocking human potentials with empathy, creativity, and purpose. It means designing experience that builds confidence, strengthen culture, and uplift performance. Most importantly, it means creating a learning environment where people feel valued, inspired, and empowered to grow every single time. Thanks, Asmita, for a wonderful point that you put here, that where the people feel valued, inspired, and empowered to grow every single day. That's the one of the important point here. Okay, I have been informed that Ashmita is not able to join because of her official duties. So we'll move on to next. Here we have got Balaji Damodram, who works as the L&D head of the L&D MGM Hospital. To me, to her, him being an inspiring L&D minds means learning with the purpose, designing learning that not only build skills but shapes mindset, align people with the organization's vision, and creates a culture where growth is continuous, inclusive, and impactful. Nailed the point, Balaji, while mentioning that it should be a continuous, it should be inclusive and impactful. Balaji again is occupied with some work, so we will pass on to next hour here. So we have got Bhaskar Sharma. Bhaskar Sharma is the founder and the proprietor of Inspire Life Solutions. To him, being an inspiring L&D minds means igniting the spark that helps people see the leaders within themselves. That's a wonderful point that Bhaskar you have made. Okay, it means designing learning that builds identity, not just a skill. transforming workplace with communities where individual grows with purpose. Teams win together and organization evolve through continuous human excellence. That's one of the important point that Bhaskar that you have made and is aligned with the the philosophy of Learning and Development Academy. Okay. Uh, as informed just by my team that Bhaskar is occupied with some training program because he is always busy with lots of training programs. So we will move to our next. We have got Chintan Sukla, is a training leader from ETech Global Services. To him, being an inspiring L&D minds means shaping the next generation of smart leaders. Wow, Chintan, you brought a new perspective to the entire journey by creating the smart leaders, by creating a psychologically safe environment. It's long that I have been waiting for this word of psychologically safe environment that we are making, trying to make world a better place to work. That's also one of the motto of Inspiring Minds. Okay, challenging individual to push their limit and give them the freedom to experiment and explore new ideas. It is about inspiring growth, confidence, and continuous learning in the every learner. Okay. So we have Chintan here. Before taking much of the time, let's hear from Chintan.
So, hello everyone, and I'm very much honored to be identified as one of the top 50 inspiring L&D minds. And as you mentioned, that psychological safe environment is very much important for everyone to learn, grow. Until unless you're challenging each other, it's not going to make any sense, because it is we who, or our mind is what stop us by growing. Until unless we push it, until unless we challenge ourselves, until unless we challenge our peers, we will not be able to grow. And I believe our role in L&D is not just to build skills, but to shape mindset and inspire the next generation of smart and empathetic leaders. So and then this recognition is just not mine. It belongs to every learner who trusted the process, and every leader who believe in creating safe space for growth. My journey taught me that true learning happens when people feel, the way I mentioned, psychologically safe. They are challenged to push their limit and given freedom to experiment, fail, and evolve. Failing is a very important journey of success. Until unless you fail, you are not going to learn new things. So it should be there. And at the last, thank you for this platform to reinforce the belief that learning, when done right, can truly transform people and organization. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Chintan. Thanks for the wonderful point that you bring forward, especially when I was reading about the way you have presented, the perspective of how you are call yourself as an inspiring HR, inspiring L&D minds. Thanks, Chintan. Thanks for and again congratulations. Your certificate and everything has already been sent on the mail. Okay, so enjoy the day, Chintan. So our next winner is the top 10 of the top 50 inspiring L&D minds is Gorish Wagh. So Gorish Wagh happens to be the founder of Viraj Consulting. To him, inspiring minds being an inspiring minds means that is truthful to his work, genuinely helping people, partnership with CEO to build talent and genuinely invest in the future growth, to build a culture of continuous learning, investing in technology, innovation, fostering growth mindset. And to add all this point, I would say that what he says about himself, to be committed to share and learn and motivate the current and the next generation of leaders. So Gorish, thank you for having a good thought process here on the point. So the stage is all yours, Gorish.
Thank you so much. I think firstly, thank you to everybody out here. Thank you to the jury. Thank you for Inspiring Minds for giving me the opportunity. And I want to congratulate all my fellow, sort of aspirants who applied for this, everyone, all the 400 plus people and those who won this award. I think it's just fantastic to be a part of this fraternity. For me, what's really inspiring is, having worked for over 25 years, I understand the pain that every CEO goes through. And I think for me, it's about partnering with the business's vision. Be it in HR or learning and development, our role is to enable and empower, the CXOs of the world, the MDs of the world, so that we can impact and ensure that the business continues and grows for that matter. So I think sustainability and being consistent in what you do is very crucial. Having said that, I think having the right work ethics is very important. To be truthful to yourself and to be committed in what you do, giving you 100% is very crucial. For me, I think what's important is creativity, innovation, and getting adapted to the technology which evolves on a daily basis, which is really crucial. I think learning and development has a very important role to play for the future, which is really to look at partnering and working closely with the CXOs of the world to really be aligned with the vision, what happens ahead, be it as a consultant, be it as a chief learning officer, or in any capacity. The idea is to look at developing talent and doing what it takes to really impact the business in a very positive way to go ahead. Nowadays there is one DCC coming in every day, and that's how it will change. It will evolve. The business landscape will keep on changing. So I think the learning and development of fraternity has a larger role to play in the coming future. So I think just three things to summarize. One is it's important that learning and development professionals work closely with the business to impact and grow business. Number two is to look at following the work ethics, being really committed to what you do. And third is to look at adapting to newer technology, working collaboratively, and making an impact in the time to come. So again, thank you so much for the opportunity. It's great to be here. Thanks, Dr. Vishal. Back to you.
Thanks, Gaurish. Given a very important points, and I, strongly think that the Inspiring Minds team as well as the jury has done a lot of effort finding the top, the professionals, what was possible. Okay, so let's move to our next awardee. She is Geeta Ravishankar. To her, being an inspiring L&D minds means guiding a profound mindset shift by focusing not on skills but on emotional intelligence and inner power. It means fostering purpose-driven culture where individuals have a self-growth and a resilience, confidentiality, yes, setting the boundary that thrives free from the burnout. I had a discussion with Geeta in the yesterday. She is not well because of some health issues, and she is currently hospitalized. So I assume she will be getting healthier soon, and we will be having to see Geeta, live again. Okay. So in the meanwhile, congratulations, Geeta. Okay. So over to Baleshwari now.
Yeah, thank you, Vishal Bhaiya. So next, our topics where we are going to gain a few knowledge from Zubinda. So the next topic is gain insight for tomorrow. AI will expose a bad learning system. So we are all aware of now the AI has been like in a hot cake, right? Zubinda, I will request you to please, yeah. Thank you, Zubinda. So Zubinda, it's over to you. So we all are excited to hear from you. Today's the topic. So please, if you can, yeah. Thank you so much.
Sure. All right. I believe I have to go a little quicker today, but I've been given some time to explore this topic. And why I wanted to talk about this is because this is very close to my heart. And when I say L&D without diagnosis is guesswork, I mean it. I've experienced it. I've experienced the guesswork part also, where there's been a lot of L&D work without diagnosis. So let me start off immediately with this. Let me start off with something very simple. So I will ask you to visualize something right now. Okay. So imagine you walk into a hospital and you have a severe headache. So you want yourself to get treated. So you walk into the hospital, you sit down, and before you can explain anything, the doctor comes to you, hands you the medicines. So no questions asked, no tests done, no discussion, no conversation, and you just get the medicines. Now my question is, would you trust that doctor? Right? You can always interact wherever you're watching this from. You can interact in the chat. You can answer whenever I'm asking a question. I might ask you something else after this. So it'll be good to have that interaction, to at least get to see those answers in the chat box, because that makes it more conversational even in this kind of an environment. All right. So would you trust that doctor? My answer, I'll tell you, my answer is no. I would not trust a doctor who just comes and hands over medicines to me. So why am I talking about this? Why am I using this analogy? Is because in learning and development, this is happening very, very frequently. Now, you've got to go back to your own experience and think about it and see whether it connects with you or not. In many cases, it would not. And I'll be happy to know that, okay, we diagnose all the time. In my experience, that's not how it really works all the time. So someone comes and says, we need communication training, or we need leadership training, or we need so-and-so workshop next month. And our instinctive response is, okay, so how many days of training you need? Of course, there can be other responses. We'll talk about that a little later, but this happens very often. So I've been into L&D for so many years. I've been working for 25 plus years now. I have led L&D teams, the function, and I have seen that this kind of request comes in very often. And of course, we've got to deal with it. But the moment we instinctively simply say yes, whatever be the reason, there could be power play, there could be fear. But the moment we do this, it's not strategy. It's just guessing. We're just guessing, okay, we need this training, so let's just do that training. Now, I must make this very clear that guessing in learning and development is not harmless. It will cost. So it will quietly cost us. So it will not really realize it immediately, but it quietly costs time, it costs credibility, and definitely in the long run, you will find that it will cost business patience. So business will not really consider us to be a strategic function. So quick check. Again, I don't know what I'm expecting from you right now, but if you can, then type yes in the chat. Okay. Chat comments, type yes in the chat if you have ever been asked to run training without really knowing what problem you were solving. It was just an ad hoc training request. If yes, just type a yes. It'll help me to understand how many of you are saying yes. Okay. All right. So I'll continue. All of us, at some point in time or the other, we have experienced this. That's what I believe. I may be wrong, but I believe that at some point in time or the other, maybe we're facing it right now. And this is not because L&D teams are careless. No, it is because most organizations, they reward speed. Let's just do it. They're not rewarding your thinking. They're not rewarding that process which consumes time. So the truth is this. The truth is most training requests are symptoms. They're not problems. So they'll tell you the symptoms, but we're not really getting into the problems yet. Okay. So when someone says our managers need leadership training, which is really vague when you hear something like this, what they often mean is this. What they often mean is that decisions are slow, accountability is not very clear, or people are avoiding certain tough conversations, difficult conversations. Or say, for example, when someone says, our teams lack communication skills. What do they mean by that? Maybe they mean that roles are unclear. So people are not really communicating the way they should, or maybe the expectations are not very clear, expectations are very fuzzy, or feedback is being avoided. But that is not what you're hearing. You're simply hearing our teams lack communication skills, so let's do a communication skills training program. So let me give you a little bit of evidence here. So I do read a lot, and I keep reading a lot of research work, or there are various consulting companies that talk about different aspects of learning and development as well. So one such company is McKinsey. We are all aware of McKinsey, which is a consulting company. So they did some research and transformation work, and through that, they have consistently shown something. They've found something, that a large proportion of capability building initiatives fail. Why do they fail? Not because training quality is poor. No, training quality is not poor. It could be at certain points in time, but that's not the primary reason why most of the capability building initiatives fail. It fails because organizations start with the wrong problem. So they design solutions before diagnosing the real issue. So if we do not get into the root cause of a problem, it's like the doctor analogy I gave. If I do not, as a doctor, if I do not diagnose what it is, what's the disease, what's the underlying cause of your symptoms, I will not be able to treat you. I won't be able to give you medicines. So in one organization, there was a request: we urgently need leadership training for managers. So when the team paused and they looked a little bit closer into that request, they found that the real issue was not leadership skill. It was not, although that was a request. So the real issue was fear, dar. It was fear. So managers were avoiding decisions because they were unsure who would back them if something went wrong. Now think about it. This is a real issue. It happens very often, where people are afraid to take decisions because they are unsure who would back them if something went wrong. Maybe the axe would fall on my neck. So why should I take decisions? I start avoiding decisions, and that's a fear. So no leadership workshop will fix fear, by the way. It's not possible. So what fixed this problem was not training. What fixed this problem primarily was clarity. Clarity, by clarity, I mean who decides what, who supports those decisions. Once that clarity was in place, then training came later, because training can reinforce that shift that would happen. So it's the same request can be handled in different ways. Either we just go and do the training, well, we're solving the wrong problem perhaps, or we do it this way, we diagnose, we understand, and we have a completely different solution. So let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever delivered a well-designed program? You walked out feeling good about the content, like it was great, the content was great, and you still thought, this is not really going to fix the problem. Okay, great training, great content, everybody loved it, but it is not really going to fix the problem. It's a feeling. So that feeling it's not doubt, it's your professional instinct which is telling you that diagnosis was skipped. You did not diagnose it, and you just went and provided the solution. Now, when I say diagnosis, what am I talking about? So I'm not talking about some big surveys, heavy frameworks. Diagnosis is actually very simple. Okay, there can be a lot of different complex processes that we can get into. It depends at what level we're going to do the diagnosis. But the core idea is very simple, right? So it is the discipline of pausing before producing. I look at it that way. You pause before you produce. So you've got to pause a little bit, think a little bit, understand a little bit. And that pause is not a delay. Not pausing actually costs much more. So that pause is not a delay. That pause is actually a skill. a skill to just hold on a little bit, ask a few questions, maybe understand the problem. So it's the difference between being a training provider and being a performance partner. And again, very often this happens, and I'm seeing this happening, that L&D becomes a training provider. I believe L&D should not be seen as a training provider. L&D should be seen as a performance partner, as a business partner. So before designing anything, we need answers to 3 questions. I'll give you 3 questions, okay? Very simple. So the first question is, what is not working today? What is not working today? It's not theory, it's like the reality. Like, what is not working today? Then we move on to the second question. Once you've got the answer to this, the second question is, where is this problem showing up? Is it missed deadlines? Is it poor decisions? Are you getting more customer complaints? Are there a lot of quality issues? These will show you where the problem is showing up. And then we move on to the third question. After this learning that we will do, what should people actually do differently? Right? Not what they should know, by the way. Knowing is the first part of it, but not even how they feel. Oh, I feel great after the training. No. What should change in their behavior on Monday morning? So that behavioral change is very important. So if we cannot answer these 3 questions, training becomes a shot in the dark. We're just shooting in the dark, and we're not going to solve the problem which is really there at hand. Now, if I talk about a very simple diagnostic tool, I call it the 3-question capability check. Okay, so the next time, and I'm giving you something very practical, you just do this and see if it works for you. The next time someone asks for some training, we need this training, that training, come to you and ask for training, you ask them these questions. First question you ask is, what are people doing today that worries you? What are people doing today that worries you? Second question you ask, what should they do instead? So that's the change that you are expecting. And the third question is, how will you know this worked after 60 or 90 days? How will you know it has worked? So that's it. I mean, there are no models, no heavy process here. It's just one important rule. And if the answers are vague, or say answers are emotional, people are speaking out of emotion, or people become defensive to these questions because they don't have an answer, proper answers, you are not ready to design training yet. It has to be very clear. You'll be surprised how many conversations stop there because the real problem was never clear. Then they will go back, they'll come back to you with the real problem. The more questions, see, L&D is a consulting work as well. The more questions you ask, the more you can unearth. And that's what diagnosis is all about. Now, let me leave you with one simple habit. From tomorrow, and I mean Monday, do not accept training requests in the first conversation. Okay? Accept conversations, not requests. First, talk. You can accept all conversations, just talk, but don't take requests in the first conversation. Like I said, you've got to ask some questions, and then probably you can have a second conversation. So your first job in L&D is not to design, it is to diagnose. We have to make this very clear, even if you want to create a process here. First, diagnose. When L&D starts with diagnosis, you'll find that the credibility changes and trust changes. Trust on L&D, credibility of L&D. So next time when people are asking for training, this is what you're doing. You're diagnosing first, you're designing later, and without diagnosis, we have to understand that because without diagnosis, training is guessing. And guessing does not build capability. It only fills calendars. And before I end, if you want a copy, I use something called a capability diagnosis canvas. So if you'd like a copy of it, something that I use, I can send it to you. if you can simply drop me an email and I'll spell it out. My email ID is ZR, the letters ZR, the initials of my name, @ lndacademy.com. Letters LND academy.com. If you just drop me an email with a request for the capability diagnosis canvas, I will reply to that email personally and I'll send that to you. All right. I hope it has been a good learning session. I will actually see you again in some time. I hope Dr. Verma will give us an opportunity to speak again.
Zubin, I will be catching you again and again. Okay, toward the entire session. Just a small request, Zubin, if you can, send your email ID on the LinkedIn chat. Okay, so that
Right.
everyone can see that. Okay, it will be beneficial for everyone to reach out to you.
Sure, I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Zubin. And Jubin, just to thank you on the behalf of Inspiring Minds team. We have planted a tree for you. Okay, the detail has been already been shared on your mail ID, and as I have already told Anupanavati, that it's we call it Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam. Okay, so for the Mother Nature, we have planted a tree, and for you, okay, it is named after you, and it will be visible. All the details are there in the your email that has been sent to you.
Thank you so much. I think this is the best gift I've received till date. Planting a tree. Amazing initiative, Vishal. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, so coming to our next top 50 inspiring minds, we have Harjit Singh. Harjit Singh is working as an HR executive with Jindal Saw Limited. Being an inspiring L&D minds means creating a learning and experience for truly truly touch people's life. It's about guiding others to discover their potential, not through the training but through the purpose and empathy. It means turning every learning moment into an opportunity to grow, inspire, and makes a long-lasting impact. Okay. So I think in most of the Saturdays, most of the people are working. Okay, so so he is also stuck in some work or in traffic right now in Gurgaon. We'll be moving to next. That is Hiren Pravesh Bhai Gajera. He is the learning and development head for Kalamandir Jewelers. Okay. To him, being an inspiring minds, L&D minds means helping people grow with confidence, turning learning into opportunity, and enabling individuals and the organization to achieve their goals through simple, meaningful, and impactful development. Pointed out Hiren that it should be a simple, meaningful, and impactful. Okay, as informed by the Learning and Inspiring Minds team, that Hiren is occupied in some meeting right now. Okay, so we'll be hearing him soon. Next, we have got Edwin Joel. Okay, he is working as a senior manager of people development. Is with Anubhav Technology Private Limited. To him, inspiring minds means building learning ecosystem where curiosity means consciousness. Wow, what a point that Edwin you have put forward, where the people don't just learn to perform better but perform to learn better. Oh god, that's a wonderful point. I think Jubin will be catching this point again and again, although he has finalized Edwin as among the top 50 best, maybe based on this particular point, but definitely this is the point that Jubin will be looking forward for. It's about transforming workplace into communities of growth, empathy, and innovation, where every learner becomes a leader and every experience fuels the future. So, right from the current to future, Edwin, you have nailed all the points for learning and development mind. So, Edwin is also not available today. I think Saturdays are working for most of the people. Are they traveling? Okay.
So
So we
anyway,
have
we should congratulations to them, and yeah.
Okay, so next we have Jasprit Singh, who is the one of the master trainer for at Imarticus Learning Limited. To him, being an inspiring L&D minds means empowering others to thrive, fostering a culture where learning and is celebrated, ideas are shared, and every individual feel valued and capable. Unfortunately, Jasprit's mother passed away yesterday, and that's why he is not available with us for and he was one of the person whom used to interact on a regular basis. But it's
Correct.
totally unfortunate that he has lost his mother and we have lost our auntie. Okay, so Jasprit, may God give courage to you and your family to get over this loss. Okay, but as we say, the journey must continue. We
Yes.
continue with Jaya Singh, who is the lead HR for our RSB Transmission Limited. So Jaya, to her, being an inspiring L&D minds mean creating an environment where people discover their strength, overcome their limitations, and feel confident to shape their own future. It means building a learning journey that uplifts not just a skill, but the mindset to individual grow, teams progress, and organization moves forward with growth and unity. Well pointed out, Jaya. I can understand being a lead, it's always important first to take care of the work. Okay. So we'll be hearing soon through LinkedIn. Okay. So you can put the message right on the LinkedIn related to that. Okay. So in the meantime, what we say that we have been, celebrating most of the people. Okay. So till now we have introduced Mr. Avinash Singh, Akia Chakravarti, Akshay Agarwal, Anmol Amotkar, Anand Kumar Singh, Anupam Singh, Asha Rai Badana, Asmita Deshpande, Balaji Damodram, Bhaskar Sharma, Chintan Sukla, Dr. Niloy Biswas, Gaurish Wag, Geeta Ravi Shankar. Okay. We have also introduced Harjit Singh, Hiren Paresh Bhai Gajera, Edwin Joel, Jasprit Singh, Jaya Singh. Followed by him is Krishna Kumar, who is working as the AGM HR, India Power Corporation Limited, Kolkata. To him, being an inspiring mind means integrating curiosity, empowering people to realize their potential, and creating learning experience that drives both personal and organizational transformation. Well nailed, Krishna. It's about fostering a growth mindset, embracing the innovation, and building a culture where learning becomes a shared journey towards continuous excellence and purpose. You have bang on the point, Krishna Kumar, that it's basically becomes a shared journey towards continuous excellence and purpose. Next, we have got Mayur Jala. Okay, Mayur Jala happens to be the lead trainer and learning and development for IMS Group. Okay. To him, being an inspiring L&D minds means igniting curiosity, driving transformation, and creating impact beyond classroom. It's about turning learning into a catalyst for our growth, where people don't just acquire skill but evolve mindset. Wow, that's a wonderful point, Mayur, that you have put forward for align with the purpose and continuously challenging themselves to become better version of who they were yesterday. That's what learning and development actually looks forward for, Mayur. Okay. So to wrap up again, we introduce Avinash Singh, Akia Chakravarti, Akshay Agrawal, Anmol Amotkar, Anand Kumar Singh, Anupam Singh, Asha Rai Badana, Asmita Deshpande, Balaji Damodaran, Bhaskar Sharma, Chintan Sukla, Niloy Basu, Gaurish Wak, Geeta Ravi Shankar, Harjit Singh, Paresh Bhai Gajera, Edwin Joel, Jasprit Singh, Jaya Singh, Krishna Kumar, and Mayur Jala. As if now, we will continue to introduce you to the next level. Okay, the name of all the winners are scrolling down on your screen, so you can also check there. Okay. So before we proceed further, let's have a small, discussion again. Okay. So can we have Baleshwari? Can you take it from here?
Yes. Yeah, yeah, sure. So the next discussion which we have, so the topic is why only the degree do not create careers anymore. So we do have our jury panel, Dr. Amitabh Gupta and Zubinda again. Good evening, everyone, and good evening, Mr. Gupta, Zubinda. Good evening. So it's a
Good
very
evening.
good topic your people have been chosen, and only why the degree do not create a careers anymore. So
Yes, absolutely. I'll take it forward from there. Okay, welcome, Dr. Gupta. It's really nice to have you here.
Yeah, right. It's my pleasure to join this program. Thank you, sir.
I think let's get started. This is again a question that I've been dealing with from very early in my career, because I started my career training college and university students, engineering students, management students. And I remember there were a lot of questions that used to be asked by students to me about careers. How do I get started? What other things I need to learn? What skills do I need to develop? So that is where this topic comes into mind, that why only degrees do not create careers anymore. Of course, degrees are like the foundation. I mean, without the foundation, you can't have the building to be built. But there's definitely a question that comes up, right? So in terms of, say, this transition from you've probably noticed, you interacted with so many students, the transition from college to corporate, like we say. And from what you have seen,
Right.
where do students experience the bigger adjustment shock? Is it during college, or is it when they step into the corporate life for the first time? So a lot of people they're caught off guard,
Right.
and why does that happen? And why do they have this kind of a shock?
Right. And that's a very interesting question, actually. The basically, if you talk about the first one, definitely first questions, that is the why only the degree is not required for a career development purpose. So definitely, I mean, as you have rightly said, that the degrees are the foundation for any kind of career. So degrees are required because the degrees are the keys to enter into a particular domain or the interview room. But whether you will be cracking that interview, whether that person would be going to take you, it not only depends on your degree. It depends on your adaptability. It depends on your skill set, your interest to learn, develop. So a lot of other things. Now, to the second part of the question, that is whether they are getting much more shock during their college life or in the corporate life. Now, of course, the answer is the corporate life, because in the college life, everything is very much structured. Even being a academician, we are the professors. Maybe we are scolding some of the students that why you are not completing this project on time. Then again, we are giving them an additional 1 week, may not be 1 month, that okay, complete the project and come back. But that is not going to happen in the corporate. If you are not able to do that on time, you are not required. So that means that expectation changes. So that is the reason why this shock happened, because of the expectation mismanagement, you can say. Probably the expectation was not set correctly during their perception development during for the job or the corporate. So if I can remember my first job, I can in a bank, actually. When I entered the bank, after few times, my branch manager called me and asked that, do you know what is the duty hours? So I told, yes, 10 to 5. Who told you 10 to 5? It is 10 to 10. 10 to 10. You have to be prepared for 10 p.m. You are moving out. So have you taken any flat nearby, your branch where you can go by walking? Because otherwise, how will you go after 10? So that's the thing, that's the shock you will be getting. Why? It's a 10 to 5 job and now they are telling 10 to 10 kind of thing. So that's the thing. So I'm not telling that every bank, every job would be having this 12-hour shift or something like that. But however, we need to be mentally prepared for different. It is not only about the timing. It may be, about the work culture. Like again, I'm telling you one of my friends' experience, who completed MBA long back, got a job as an assistant manager. He was very happy that he told me that I'm going to join that organization as the manager in a supply chain management organization. So of course, he got selected as assistant manager, he has some expectation that I'm going to get this kind of room, this kind of chair, this kind of infrastructure. I'm a manager. But in the next day, he called me and told me that where I have joined, and ultimately I have been put in a godown. I mean, warehouse. I mean, there is forget about Kevin. I don't have any chair. They told that wherever you want, you just sit. Ultimately you need to manage the warehouse, the store people, the inventory controller, and etc. You cannot sit in an AC room and office and manage this job. Again, this is shock. I mean, there are people who are not able to absorb it, may try to leave the job in the very next day. That no, this is not my job. I mean, why being an MBA, I'm going to do this. So that is the expectation. So that kind of shock they may receive. So during our time, probably there was no people to talk about it. Now, as these discussions forums are there, and the college authorities or the university authorities may take the responsibility to create this kind of expectation. This is the thing you can expect. This is the thing you cannot expect. So probably, through that only we can develop a shock absorber kind of thing, or we can adjust those shocks. Yes, it can happen. The people may talk like this. People are not going to talk like a professor to you. They may not like you at the very beginning. They may tell you very negative things at the very beginning. Like, after MBA, after BTech, you have joined this company. Why? Right? So if this kind of words they're listening in the very first day, they will be again thinking that probably I have done a mistake. So that's why, these things, this expectation as per the corporate culture is concerned, that if that can be given, definitely, probably that can be overcome actually.
Yes, I think that's very interesting. In fact, what I also understand from what you have said, and from my own experience, I've seen that a lot of students, they don't have a lack of knowledge, because I think that's what degree is, and degree means the time that they've spent in college, they've studied, they have learned. So there's definitely no lack of knowledge. There can be exceptions, but mostly no. But what I've seen is there's a lack of readiness in the workplace. The example you gave is also part of readiness, and you've got to be prepared for anything. You've given me your example, you've given me your friend's example, and in both cases it happened. This is what happened, and this is happening each and every day. So I guess in your role, for example, if you look at it, do you see it the same way, and how do you prepare? What do you tell the students then in such a situation? How do you prepare them and tell them that there are certain capabilities that you will actually struggle with when you start working, and it's important that you prepare them for this capability. So just tell me from your experience, what do you see students doing? Why are they not ready? What suggestions would you give to students on what kind of capabilities they should be building?
Right. I mean, first you need to understand, if you are thinking from the point of view from the hiring manager's perspective, when they are hiring, what are the things they are looking for, so that the people, I should be able to advise the students or guide the students accordingly. What I have identified from by the interacting with different hiring managers of different organizations, so mainly they are looking for, first one is definitely the positive attitude. Number two is a pleasant personality, a highly approachable personality, and an inclination to learn new things. These are the major three qualities they are looking for. So at the time of interview process, if they are able to project themselves with a very positive attitude, majority of the task is done. Number two is definitely if they are having good communication and the presentation skills, that is required in every organizations. And for communication, I'm not only talking about English communication skills. Whether they are able to communicate the thing they want to communicate to their the respective person. So that is very important. So that communication skill that needs to be developed. Now, as far as the knowledge is concerned, knowledge is also important, because say for example, if in the interview process, if somebody is asking a marketing interview, somebody asking that what is marketing, and he is not able to explain properly, what is the 4 P's of marketing, he is not able to explain properly. So that means you were not disciplined or serious about your job during your academics. So that indiscipline may be carried forward in the organization as well. Because whenever you'll be going through our organizational learning and development process, you may not be disciplined enough to learn the things as we need. So that is the reason. So these things are required. I mean, so number one, definitely your positive attitude, communication, presentation skill, and followed by knowledge. That is also very important. You cannot ignore the knowledge that has been given during the classroom session, because that is going to be translated. If you are not disciplined, if you are not, they are not going to ask very serious rocket science questions, because they are not expecting. I can remember I have asked one of the HR manager before a campus interview that how should I prepare? Can you tell me some suggested questions like that I should help them? He told that I know your candidates don't know. That's absolutely okay for me. I can train him, but whether your students are ready to learn new things, what I'm going to teach them during my training development process. So that's attitude and the learnability, or these things are mandatory. That I usually advise, and some of the common expectations they may have or they should not have in the corporate, from my experience during my corporate journey, that I used to share, that you can expect this, you cannot expect this in the very first day, right? So that's the thing. I mean, that's how this expectation management should be carried out in any kind of institution during their placement or the training period. So that will help the students to adjust themselves, adapt themselves in the new environment, from a transition from campus to corporate. So that is very important.
Right. So, in fact, what is clear from what you've told me till now, this whole discussion, what I understood is that, of course, degrees still matter, because that's where you start, but they are not, what should I say? They're no longer enough on their own.
Right.
So, the actual shift that happens after education, because
Right.
that is when they have to start to adapt, to communicate, to learn. And it's important also that point you talked about, attitude. The attitude is very, very important, to be positive, to move into the workplace positively and ready to learn, ready to absorb.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
I wish we could have this discussion for an hour, actually. I love to talk about this. Due to paucity of time, I'm also trying to move ahead quicker. But I think this was very concrete, and in a capsule, we've covered what challenges that people face when they join the corporate, and we've also looked at how we can probably guide the students. I think even as mentors in the corporate world, we need to be aware of what kind of empathy we should have towards the students, and of course, students should also be ready to learn.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Dr. Gupta, for bringing this experience into our discussion. And I wish you all the best with the students as well, because that's a challenging task that you face. And thank you so much. And I would like to hand this over to Dr. Verma.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dr. Amitabh, for having a wonderful points you have put forward. Being into campus recruitment so long, I can also experience the same. Okay. Amitabh, on the behalf of Inspiring Minds, we have planted a tree for you. Okay, the detail has been shared on your email ID regarding where the plant has been put, and who is the caretaker of your plant. Okay, this is just a certificate, and as I have already tell you that it's called as Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam, for our mother nature.
Right.
Okay,
So that's actually, I was just thinking, I mean, it's a wonderful initiative from your end. And I was just discussing with my colleagues also today in the morning. That's a great initiative. I mean, really, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the same.
yeah. So thank you for being a jury as well as guiding light for the Inspiring Minds. Okay, you have been helping Inspiring Minds since long, and helping us not only in designing, but also helping us in finalizing and finding the young talents.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So thank you again.
All right. Thank you.
So continuing with the Inspiring Minds awards, we have got Momita Datta. Momita Datta happens to be a learning and development specialist with HYLY.ai. Okay, to her, being an inspiring L&D minds means unlocking the potential within every employee by equipping them with the knowledge, confidence, and clarity Momita, thank you for bringing this very important point, that is clarity, that they need to grow. Okay, because most of the people do not have the clarity to why they should grow, both in the role and beyond it. Thanks, Momita, for the wonderful point here. Okay, so Momita, the stage is all yours.
Yes.
Hello. First of all, thank you for nominating and then finalizing my name. I am honored to get this award. To talk about the L&D part, I started in the L&D 4 years back, and I have been really learning a lot about how people lack the knowledge of growing in the organization. When somebody joins in the organization, they have zero idea of what is going on, where to connect, how to know about the product, how to know about the processes. So there, the L&D is really important. We as the L&D people have the power to shape people in our organization. No matter how experienced they are, if they are fresher or they're experienced, they need to understand the organizational culture, and that is what L&D does. They equip them with the knowledge of the organization, the products, the processes, the industry. So it's really important for the L&D department to shape the employees and train them, give them enough knowledge, equip them with the knowledge that they require to perform in their jobs. So it has been an amazing journey to work with the L&D.
Congratulations, Momita.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a wonderful points you have brought forward. Okay, so congratulations again. Your certificate, I assume that Learning Inspiring Minds team has sent to you.
Yes.
Okay, so enjoy the day, Momita.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
So our next, top 50 professional inspiring development minds is Mosumi De. She is associate director with TV Rao Learning System. TV Rao, we all know, is for the father of what the HR people are today. Okay, so he is not only a father, he is a godfather for all HR professionals, and we learn him. I personally love his book Herconomics. Okay, that's one of my favorite book that I always bank upon, because it brings economics to HR. So for Mosmi Day, to her, being an inspiring minds means igniting growth in other, turning learning into confidence, capability building, and meaningful impact that only strengthen both people and the organization, but also the end users. Okay, so stage is all yours.
Great. So, namaste, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Vishal, for such a nice introduction. Yes, feels great to be selected as one of the inspiring L&D minds of 2025. And I must say my sincere thank you to the Inspiring Mind and the L&D Academy team for this recognition. And I'm sure that, this is going to definitely motivate me in learning, unlearning, relearning, and I would say contributing to the L&D community with greater purpose. So yes, as you rightly mentioned about Dr. TV Rao, I would like to give a big shout out to our chairman, Dr. TV Rao, and our CEO, Ms. Nandini. I think their belief in people development and facilitation in people development continues to influence a lot of people. And I remember Professor Rao always says that the best gift that you can gift anyone is to develop, is to hone, is to groom, mentor people. So, and apart from TV Rao Learning Systems, I would also like to thank my previous organization, MCPI, for building that foundation in L&D and giving a lot of opportunities, that really challenged me. And when, like everybody said, that, learning is not only restricted to the organization. So my learning has extended beyond the organization, I would say. A lot of sessions, forums, conference that really helped me to broaden my perspective. So yes, a special thank to Annapurna ji, because of the EIEQ session that she has been taking post-COVID, and I used to attend that session. And I would also thank you, Dr. Vishal, for the HR word of the day that you have been sharing and various resources that you have been sharing in the WhatsApp. So my sincere thank you to the family, for valuing my learning and supporting my growth. So as it says that life never stops teaching, hence we need to keep on learning. So happy learning to all of you. Thank you.
That's wonderful point, Mosmi, and thank you bringing out that HR word of the day. And I would say I learned HR because of one person, that is Dr. Dr. Rao, and I said that Herconomics is one of the things that changed my perspective about HR. Rather than having HR at just only as an HR, but it bringing lots of things, economics into HR. That's a totally a new perspective that he helped me thinking about that. Okay,
Yes, you
thanks,
have been using
Mosmi.
the word ROI. So I think that's
Yeah.
where the ROI, get a lot of
Yeah,
insight.
so I assume that the Inspiring Minds team has sent you the certificate.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, so enjoy your day, Mosmi.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we have got next top 50, Nabarun Bashu. He is the manager HR for Anmol Industries Limited. To him, being an inspiring L&D minds, helping people discover any potential growth with confidence. It's about creating learning and opportunity and connect personal growth with organization. Purpose: inspire people to learn, adapt, and succeed, make a real life difference for individual, team, and future of the company. Nabarun is occupied in the meeting. He has informed us, the Inspiring Mind teams, in the afternoon that he will be not available because of some urgent work that has been come into his office. Okay, so we will move to our next. We have got Nosefiyat Albode Samsiddin. She is the Learning and Development Manager, African Industries Group. Okay. To her, being an inspiring mind means being a great learning influence as aligned with the team of learning needs and the business goal. Okay. I think Nofisat has not been able to join because of the time gap. She is in Nigeria right now. Okay, and the time difference that is there with India is she was not able to join. We wish to hear her soon through video message that will be delivered because in case we receive. So next we have got Pallavi Paul. Okay. Pallavi Paul happens to be the global HR manager for Microtalk India Private Limited. To her, being an inspiring mind means helping every person reach their potential and creating learning and that changes lives, not just a skill. It means supporting everyone's growth, trying new ideas, and building workplace where curiosity grows, people feel valued, and learning becomes the every part of the everyday success. Pallavi, we nailed the point. That is, it's the part of everyday success. Okay. So let's hear all together from Pallavi.
Hello, a warm greetings to everyone. Thank you, Inspiring Minds, for this wonderful recognition. I am truly honored and grateful for this particular recognition. Learning and development has been a very important part of any organization. To build a capable, efficient workforce, learning is very much important. So company must invest in learning and development so that we can empower people, we can help them to adapt, to learn and know more and perform their job most efficiently, and we can unlock their potential. As an HR, my responsibility is to create this learning opportunity for all of my colleagues, all of our employees. So thank you once again. Thanks to my management, thanks to my mentor who has helped me to learn and grow in my journey. And thank you, jury. Thank you, the inspiring minds, for this recognition, because this will boost my confidence and this will definitely encourage me to aim higher. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's it from my end.
Thanks, Pallavi. We have
Thank
been
you,
interacting
Vishalji.
along, okay, and we'll keep on interacting. Since we both are
Definitely.
happen to be in Kolkata, okay.
Yes, definitely.
So we'll keep on interacting. In the meanwhile, just to confirm, I hope you have received the certificate from the Inspiring Minds team.
Yes, received with thanks.
Okay, thanks, Pallavi. Thanks for the
Thank you,
time.
Vishalji. Have a nice day.
Okay, so next we have got Partha Pratim Sarkar. He is the associate consultant with TCS. To him, being an inspiring mind means to someone who study the business ecosystem. Partha, you brought a altogether different perspective as of now. The business ecosystem, the customer, domain technology, and the people, and build sustainable strategy to support growth of the business as well as individual who are the part of the ecosystem. That's a wonderful point, Partha. Because of some family issues, he is not able to join us today on live. Okay, so we'll move forward to Payal Mukherjee. Payal Mukherjee happens to be head of the HR for floor and furnishing. To her, being an inspiring L&D minds means empowering people to grow with confidence and clarity. It means creating learning experience that sparks curiosity, strengthen capability, and transform potential into performance. It's about influencing mindset, enabling continuous development, building a culture where everyone feels valued. That's a wonderful point, Payal, you have brought into the perspective. Supported and inspired to excel. That's what we look forward for in the any person who is there as L&D mind. Okay, so let's hear from Payal. Payal, the
Namaste. Good evening to everyone. I am Payal Mukherjee and I feel truly honored and grateful to be recognized as one of the inspiring L&D Minds 2025. Learning and development has been a deeply personal journey for me. For over a decade, I have believed that L&D is not just about skill or process, it's about empowering people to grow, adapt, and believe in themselves, especially during times of change. We see the COVID time, we see the present scenario where the AI has came. The recognition belongs not just to me, but it to the mentor who guided me, the leaders who trusted me, the team I partner with, and the learner who constantly inspired me to be a better. I would like to sincerely thank the Inspiring Mind teams for creating a platform that celebrates purpose-driven learning and as well as a human potential. The honor motivates me to continue contributing to the L&D community with passion, resilience as a learner mindset. Thank you so much for this wonderful recognition. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Payal. Just to confirm, I hope you have received your certificate from the Inspiring Minds team.
Absolutely, Mr. Verma. Thanks to you also. You just wonderfully arranged this event. I'm really inspired from you and rest of the person. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Payal. So let's get back, Paleshwari.
Yes, Sharbhaya. So the next topics again is a gain of insight for tomorrow. L&D without a diagnostic is a guesswork. Just a few minutes ago, Zubin Bhaiya has been like addressed. The guesswork is not good. We need to identify the root cause, right? So I would like to request Zubinda to. Zubinda, are you here?
Yes, now I can see myself. I was backstage.
So again, the topic is for you. So just you've been highlighted a few minutes ago that we need to
Yes.
find out the root cause, not the guesswork. So it's up to you. So Zubinda, we are waiting for you to listen from more about the LND.
Sure. So I started with diagnosis. Now I'll move into measurement. So I remember in my conversation with Annapurna earlier, there's a point she made that if we've not measured it, right? If we cannot measure it, nothing really has changed. So that's what I'm going to give you some insights on that. Starting off, let me ask this question. After a training program, when someone senior asks you, so what changed? This is a very common question that you would get. What changed? And what's the first thing that usually comes to mind? So I'll give you examples. If we say the feedback was great or participants really enjoyed it, engagement levels were very high. Now, if you're saying this, are we saying the right thing? Okay, so is this measurement? If the strongest evidence we have is that people liked this program, we already lost the business conversation. It's very simple. We cannot just talk about participation and feedback and engagement. In fact, there are so many times when we shared attendance numbers or feedback scores as proof that training worked. Actually, that's a proof that training happened. But again, you're not wrong for doing that because most L&D systems trained us to report activity. Yeah, it did not train us to report impact. But liking a program or learning and changing behavior, they are two very different things. So the point is that this whole activity thing that's happening, learning is, it's like an activity. So activity is not impact. Completing that activity is not impact. Engagement is not performance. So people can love a workshop. They can feel inspired for a day or two. It happens quite often. Great trainer comes in, excellent training. People are all charged up. And then they return to work and they keep doing exactly what they were doing before. Now, if behavior does not change, results do not change. And when results do not change, budgets eventually get questioned. I mean, when I've been in a role of running L&D as a function in an organization, I've always had a tough time with budgets, because we're looking at L&D as a cost center. L&D is just doing training. Where are the results? And that is why measurement matters. It's not to defend L&D though, but we have to make learning and development relevant. For example, I'll give you an example of a research that was done by CIPD. And this research consistently shows that organizations which evaluate learning beyond attendance and beyond satisfaction scores are far more likely to see improvements in performance and productivity. So wherever you will find learning is measured only through feedback forms and completion rates, impact is mostly assumed and you cannot prove impact. So it's not about more data, but again, I love questions because consulting, that's what L&D is about to begin with. So it's about better questions. So let me ask you something. Have you ever delivered a program that received excellent feedback and yet 6 months later, no one could clearly say what had actually changed? Now that moment is not failure, it's actually feedback for us. If we are delivering a program and nobody can really say what changed, it's a feedback for us. So it's a system telling us that we stopped measuring too early. We have to measure. So first of all, let us be clear about one common misunderstanding. I hear this very often, and that is why I'm making this very clear. Measurement does not mean complex dashboards. Measurement does not mean ROI spreadsheets full of assumptions. And it does not mean turning L&D into finance. I am not into finance. I am an L&D. I am an L&D person, and I'm staying away from finance as a core subject. But of course, we do have to have an understanding of measurement. So measurement simply means checking whether learning made a difference. I always like to put it in a very simple way because we have to start off with that simple aspect. What does measurement mean? Checking whether learning made a difference. We often measure what is easy instead of what matters. So, for example, attendance is easy to measure, feedback is easy to get, but behavior change takes effort. Business conversations, they take courage. So, if I give you a simple way to think about it, and again, I'll give you 3 questions. Okay, so after any learning intervention, ask these 3 questions. Can people explain what they learned in their own words? What does this do? It tells you that they have understood the concept, they have learned the concept. Second question, are they using it on the job? Why? Because, well, that's application. Are they applying what they have learned? And the third is something measurable improving because of it? There must be something measurable that is improving. So, for example, that improvement could look like fewer errors, decisions are being made faster, conversations are of better quality, rework has reduced, a lot of rework is done in many cases, and the most common thing to look at is improved output. Now, these are all parameters that you've got to look at based on the context, but it's possible. So we do ask the first question, can people explain what they learned in their own words? But do we ask the other 2 seriously, practically, in reality? Now, I must tell you this, not everything needs numbers in crores, but everything needs evidence of movement. Something has to move. So let me give you a method you can use immediately. I call it before, after, and now. Before means before training. What was happening before training? After means after training. What changed immediately after training within the first, say, 15 or 30 days? And now means after about 60 days, 90 days, what is still happening differently? So before training is, of course, something's happening and you're not happy about it, which is why you're doing the training. And after the training, you see that, yes, some change has taken place. But the last question now, after 60, 90 days, you are checking whether that change has been sustained or not. Is it still happening? So you need to build these patterns into your system. Even a short conversation with managers will give you more insight than 100 feedback forms, because they are doing that work live and you're understanding what's going on there. So let me end with this. Learning that does not change behavior does not change the business. Simple. And learning that cannot show change will always struggle to justify its existence. So measurement is not about proving that L&D is busy doing a lot of activities, but it is about proving that L&D is useful. Because when you can confidently say, here is what changed, here's the measurement, here's the parameter, I can show it to you, the conversation shifts. And it shifts from training requests to performance partnerships. Performance partnership means there are people who come to you and say, we want to partner with you, the L&D function, to help us improve performance of our team members, of individuals, of the organization. And before I end, again, like I said in my last session, if you'd like a copy of, and I have something to give you from this session also, a copy of the Learning Impact Tracker. So I've created a Learning Impact Tracker for you. Just drop me an email to zr@lndacademy.com and I will send it to you. I will drop my email address in the chat box once again, in case you don't have it. So I will personally send this tracker to you. All right. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Verma.
Thanks, Jubin. Thanks for the wonderful, the insight that you have given related to, learning and development. We'll hear you again. I'll not spare you. That's for sure. Okay, we have been friends for long duration of time, and I'm sure that I'm not going to leave you today for any reason. Okay, so let's get back to our, the awards that we have been celebrating today. So the next list in the list of top 50, we have got Priti Kalita. She is the L&D head for Apollo Hospital. Okay, and so for her, being an inspiring L&D mind means empowering people to realize their potential. That's a wonderful point, Preeti. For driving meaningful growth for the organization, that's the integrated two important point, that is potential and meaningful growth. Thanks, Preeti, for the wonderful points that you have brought forward. So Preeti is occupied with some work. I think Saturday working for the hospitals, and hospitals are always tough during especially during the change in the season. So I hope most of the people in the hospitals are feeling well. While Preeti has trained most of the people to do the best of the work. So we'll move to our next awardee, that is Priyanka Ghosh Dastidar. She is the HR and admin head of Santiniketan Medical College and Hospital. For her, being an inspiring L&D minds is sharing knowledge for and mentoring. Priyanka, you brought another perspective here, that is mentoring and actively contributing to the professional community, sharing best practices, insights, and lessons. Learn to uplift peers and next generation L&D professionals. Thanks, Priyanka, for putting up a wonderful point here. Okay, so we have Priyanka here. Let me just check it out. I saw Priyanka. Okay, I think there is some network issue. Priyanka was there. Okay, but somehow she has left the meeting because of the network issue, I assume. Okay, so let's move to our next, that is Priyanshi Bhattacharya. She is the head HR at the PLS General Finance and Investment Company Limited. To her, bringing an inspiring L&D minds means creating meaningful learning experience that ignites curiosity, build confidence, and drive positive changes. It's about empowering people to reach their full potential while aligning their growth and the organization purpose, fostering a culture where learning becomes a way of life. Wonderful pointed out, Priyansi. We had a discussion with Priyansi. Personally, I had a discussion. So Priyansi is occupied with some personal work, so she will be not available today to have a point of thought. Okay, so in any case, Priyansi has received the certificate. She has confirmed us. And let's move to our next one. Rahul Kashyap. He is the head of the L&D, the retail division for Vedanta Fashion Limited. Okay, so anyone looking forward for Manyavar and Mohe, they can always reach out to Rahul Kashyap. Okay, to him, being an inspiring L&D minds means creating learning that is practical. Wow, that's the important point, because many of what we do, design learning and development, misses this important point. Practical, relevant, and directly tied with the business outcome. Wonderful point, Rahul. Okay, it's about staying real, cutting the noise, and building capabilities that improve performance to on the ground. No jargons, just solution that keeps people grow and organizations win. That's the wonderful point, Rahul, that you have brought forward. Okay, I assume that the point that you have mentioned here will definitely be working. Okay, so over to you, Rahul. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much for recognizing me as one of the aspiring minds, and thank you so much for showing that recognition. It truly means a lot to me. I think in an age where FOMO has hit us very badly, right? It is very important that these awards keep on showering on all of us, so that the people feel the importance of L&D in the ecosystem. I think for us going forward, I think my message would be that before getting into the L&D shoes, it is more important that you need to get into the shoes of a business. You need to first understand your product and your business ecosystem, and then start stitching your L&D into ensuring the capability development. I think the go-to mantra for me in this 16 years has been, you have to stay relevant, you have to be connected to the performance, and you have to match up to the speed at which the L&D is growing. And today's age where AI has hit us, I strongly feel AI will only be able to help us in doing the brainstorming and creating some dashboard. People connect in L&D will never be outshined, because we Indians need personal touch. Until unless that personal touch is not there, you will not feel the connect. You may have lot of digital learning, which may sound as a popcorn learning, but you need a complete cinema to enjoy that popcorn. So thank you so much for showering that award to me, and it means a lot. I wish all the best to everybody. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rahul. I hope you have received your certificate.
Yes, Mr. Verma, thank you so much for conducting such a great event.
Okay, thank you, Rahul, again. Now let's progress further to our next awardee. We have here as Rashmi Ranjan Nayak. Rashmi Ranjan Nayak is head of the training and development for RDM Corporation. For him, being an inspiring minds, L&D minds means learning to life. Wow, Rashmi, you brought together a new perspective to the learning and development, the minds. I want people to feel curious, some point, Rashmi, to believe in themselves, that actually see how things can change for the better. It is about showing them their own potential, trying their growth to something bigger than themselves, and making sure they leave every day waiting to learn more. Rashmi, you have brought multiple points here that actually is worth mentioning here. Okay, so we have Rashmi here. So Rashmi, let's hear from you.
Yeah, hi, good evening, Dr. Verma and everyone. And I really thank you to the Inspiring Mind, the team, and the jury for this honor. So being recognized among the Inspiring L&D Minds 2025, that truly means a lot to me. So my journey in learning and development has been shaped by one thing that believes training is not about the content delivery. It is about creating the real impact on the people and the performance. Over the year, I have been worked closely with so many diverse team across the operations, project management, the quality, designing the training programs that solves the real business problem and helps individual growth with confidence. From onboarding to new hire, enable from process training or behavioral or any sort of a soft skills development, every role taught me the importance of listening, adapting, and continuously learning myself. I'm grateful to my mentor, Mr. Arun Malhotra, who is the president and the founder of Ardam Incorporated, and the leadership team, my colleagues who trust me with the opportunity and challenge me to do better every day. And this recognition is basically motivate me to continue the building the meaningful learning experience that drives growth, engagement, and long-term value. Thank you once again, Dr. Verma, for this opportunity, and congratulations to all the inspiring professionals and being celebrated today. Thank you.
Congratulations, Rashmi, again. And the points you have mentioned is mind-blowing. On reading that points, I can understand why the jury has selected you among the top 50 L&D professional minds. Okay, I can also understand the work of the jury to identify is very difficult when you have got lots of nominations there. Okay, so congratulations again, Rashmi. And just to confirm, I hope you have received the certificate from the Inspiring Minds team.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you, Rashmi, again, and enjoy your day. Okay, I have been just informed by my L&D team, backend team, that Preeti is here. Okay, so Preeti has joined. So she made out some time out of her busy schedule. Okay, so let's hear from Preeti.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So sorry, I was not able to come on time because I was so busy with some other work. So, am I audible to everyone? Hello.
Yeah, Preeti, you are audible. The
Yes.
stage is all yours.
Yes. Yeah, so first of all, I just want to say thanks to Inspiring Mind who gave me this opportunity and recognition. For me, I just want to say the 60 seconds is too small to give a speech against L&D. But yes, for me, I want to say that L&D is not a process, or it has never been a program for me. It's about people, it's about helping individual discover their potential, build confidence, and align their growth with organizational purpose. So for me, it's a continuous process. And also, I just want to say that this inspiring team has given this recognition because in an organization, L&D plays a very important role, but they are always in a backstage. They never get recognition in an organization. So leadership always think that what L&D people is doing, what is their job, no training going on, but to nourish an employee to achieve their KRA, KPI, to achieve their performance appraisal, L&D plays a very important role in an organization. So I just want to thank this Inspiring Mind because they have come up with an innovative idea that L&D should be given a recognition, because every time it comes about the best hospital, the best HR, the best CEO, but this is the first platform where L&D has been given a recognition, and also it's a very good initiative and it should come up with those initiatives more. And also, I want to say that L&D is also an awareness amongst the employee, because in a hospital, there are housekeeping staff, there are security staff, but giving them an awareness about POSH, about grievance, so they also becomes an responsible employee in an organization. That what is POSH, what is sexual harassment, how to treat a female employee in an organization. I remember Miss Annapurna ma'am has few minutes ago has given a speech, and she has also told about the awareness is very, very important. It is a vital role, and it is a same page role which L&D plays, giving a knowledge and awareness among the employees. So that's it. Thank you again, the Inspiring Mind and the jury members.
Thanks you, Preeti. Thanks for the time. I can understand working with a hospital is always a tough time. Okay, so I hope I assume that you have received the certificate, Preeti.
Yes, I have received. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
okay. Thank you, Preeti. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
So next is we have got Richa Mukhi, who is the PNO lead for corporate function at Test Bytes in Eatables Limited. To her, bring inspiring minds means transforming development into transformation, moving teams from effort to impact. Wow, what a point that you have brought, Richa, to the test. Okay, an individual about awareness to action by shaping mindset. That's what an L&D professional needs to have, Richa. Thanks for bringing that point. Demystifying complexity and designing educational path and build aptitude for confidence that facing future's challenge with clarity, competence, and purpose. So we have Richa here. So Richa, the
Hi
stage is
everyone.
all yours. I would
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you so much, the Inspiring Minds team, for recognizing me as an L&D Inspiring Mind for the year 2025. I think looking back at this year, especially, I would say that learning and development was much more than creating merely interventions, but about creating real-time impact on ground. Um, my current organization, Tasty Bite Eatables Limited, is undergoing a massive transformation, and we appreciated and understood the fact that to drive any transformation, we need to build line manager capability, because line managers are actually the real enablers of change on the ground. So we worked on building line manager capability so that they can navigate change, they can provide honest and real time feedback to their direct reports, and drive performance wherever it mattered the most. Other than that, like other awardees have also mentioned, I think learning needs to move closer to business. We did exactly the same thing in our organization. We had smaller cohorts of participants. We were tracking real KPIs post every learning intervention, how the needle has moved. And we circulated learning assets post every intervention to the participants, which helped in building the required behaviors on the ground and impacted the business outcomes real time. Other than that, I think we ensured that learning and development was inclusive. Both employees at the factory as well as the head office, they were part of the same ecosystem of learning. And we sincerely believe at Tasty Bite Eatables Limited that learning and growth should happen irrespective of anybody's role or location. I'm really very thankful for this recognition once again. I must say that this was not a sole individual effort. This was actually a shared journey. I would like to thank my reporting manager, Vidhu Arora, who is the CHRO at Tasty Bite Eatables Limited, the leadership committee or the management committee members who were basically the internal SMEs who led the master classes in-house to build capabilities within the associates. They trusted this process, and above all, the line managers who chose they chose progress over comfort. Right. At the end, I would say that I would like to continue moving forward in the same direction and keep building learning solutions which are relevant to the needs of business, human, as well as help in building future-ready capabilities in the organization. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Richa, for bringing all the points and the perspective. And I would definitely like to meet you as well as your, CHRO to discuss further, because learning is two-way journey. Okay.
Thank
And
you
I
so much,
always learn
Vishal.
from different people. Thanks, Richa, again.
Thank you so
I hope
much.
you have received the certificate.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Richa. So next we have got Ria Pandey, a young talent acquisition specialist from Sunflower Labs. To her, being an inspiring L&D minds means seeing the impact in real life of the people. Wow, Ria, you have brought about a perspective that many of our senior professionals like us are missing. That we are not, concentrating maybe a little bit, but not totally on the real life of the people. Learning and development is not only limited to organization level. That's the reality of the learning and development. It mainly impacts on the person's whole mindset, that personality, ability to see and reflect internally and see changes result into worth transformational way. That's the wonderful point that Ria you have brought here. Okay, so let's hear from Ria.
Hello, team. A very warm good evening to one and all present here. Inspiring mind, a very immense gratitude towards you. It has entered as a miracle of 2025 in my early career journey, and I'm deeply grateful for the immense recognition and honoring with me as a top 50 finalist and being the youngest in the all. It's truly grateful. For me, learning and development, it's not just a destination or milestone or just a small achievement, but for me, it's continuous progress. It's continuous progress of excellence, improvement, and impact. In the core, we have a human, right? All we do is doing with the learning and development is a human. Unless and until you don't see the impact of humans' behavior, humans' patterns, I don't think learning and development has made an impact. If the human behavior, skills, and psychological impact is not moving from the previous to the improved version. So for me, learning and development is a continuous journey that we all evolve every day, everywhere, wherever we go. It's not only limited to organization, but into daily activities and interaction with the people. So thank you so much once again for the grateful recognition.
Thanks, Ria. And I would say there is no one called younger. Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Uh,
Yeah.
because Inspiring Minds, as informed by the Inspiring Minds team to me, because I'm just an host today. Okay, so as informed by Inspiring Minds today, entire team, that it's not about the who are who are older generation people like us, got all the hair bald, or
I,
but
I
it's
just
all about
wanted to say early in my
yeah,
career. Yeah.
yeah, please. Yeah, please, Ria, you want
Yeah.
to say something?
Sorry for my
No,
words. I wanted to say early in my career.
no, that's perfectly all right, Ria. We appreciate. That is what I want to say. That it's more about impact as an inspiring person rather than its age. Okay, even a younger generation, youngest student of class 5 or 6 makes a statement that is what we even cannot even think of.
Yes, yes. I completely agree on your point.
Okay, I assume Ria, you have received your certificate.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we have Asmita here back. So Asmita was quite busy with some work, and we are fortunate enough to have Asmita here. I think Asmita has again left. Okay, so she will join again, and we will be having a discussion with her. In the meanwhile, can I have my partner here,
Yeah,
Baleshwari?
here, yes, Vishal Bhaiya, I'm here only. So, is next discussion round is with Zubinda again and Sonalidi. So the topic is the silent crisis, which inside the L&D teams. So very often we have been like came across in our company the L&D professionals, which find the challenging in the internal tensions face which they faced. Okay, so regarding this matter, we are going to get the highlight from our respected jury members. So Naledi, good evening, and Zubinda here. Yeah. So we're
Yeah, good
waiting for
evening.
you, Zubinda.
Good
Yeah,
evening.
it's over to you.
Uh, Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible.
So Naledi, you are audible, but you are not visible.
Oh, okay. Give me a moment.
Yeah, sure.
I hope I'm visible now. No?
Uh,
Okay, we can continue and I'll try to get my camera up and fixed.
okay. So in the meanwhile, Chubin, while Sonal is joining, because there are some issues with her camera. Okay. In the meanwhile, let me get this opportunity to have a discussion with you. While she joins. Okay. So Jubin, you have been into learning and development fields since last 20 years. Okay, so what are the changes that you see now while you started your learning and development journey, and where you see today the learning and development professional? Because you have been the jury and you have seen the responses of almost all the people.
See, the fundamentals have remained the same because I believe in foundations, and the foundation has to be very strong. I have also seen a lot of positive changes over time. So when I started my journey in learning and development, and I believe some of it still happens right now. at this point in time, is that there used to be a lot of training based on appraisal data. I'm sure it still exists, so managers would say my team members need this training, that training. And I have done this myself in my early days, where I would then plan training calendars based on the appraisal data. Of course, over time, I realized that that's not good enough in terms of diagnosis. It's more of what somebody thinks, and that's it. There's no scientific process. There's no systems thinking in it. It's just, I feel one of my team members need this. I think that's one of the things that has been changing, although not completely. I think Sonal is here. We should.
Yeah,
then get
Sonal is
started.
here. And Sonal has been hearing you while you are talking about the performance data. Okay, that where we all the L&D professionals takes from their data from. Okay, that I personally accept that yes, we do. Okay, but also we do the pulse survey, and based on the pulse survey we also get and especially working into an IT industry, I can assure you that we are more of a market driven training and development rather than based on the performance appraisal data and the PMS. Okay, so Sonal also happens to be one of the vertical head for learning and development as well as quality with one of the leading bank. Okay, so she will be having a different perspective. So over to you, Sonal and Jubi.
Yes. So yes, Zubin. Hi.
Yes, Sonal. Hi. Good to meet you in this event. So I think I just want to get started, and our discussion is a little bit different. I mean, we're not talking about what L&D is doing for other stakeholders. We're trying to do a little bit of a deep dive inside our own teams. And that is why we named it the silent crisis inside L&D teams. I have seen this crisis myself during my job days. I am not in a kind of a employment of that sort, but as a consultant, I still see that in different organizations. So that is why I thought, let's have a discussion. What's your perspective being in that L&D team? And so I want to start off with my first question, which is, I think it's a very broad human question. Across all these different L&D teams that you've interacted with in the past and you're interacting with now. So what is your sense of the energy inside the team right now? So do people feel more energized by the work they're doing, or are they feeling more tired from the demands? Because L&D teams get a lot of demands, and I completely acknowledge that. What do you think? Is it both maybe? I don't know.
So the L&D person in the organization is the most energetic person, the most inspired, energetic, out there, ensuring that energy levels and enthusiasm levels of everyone are at their highest and at their peak all the time. But are they energized? I think they have to be to ensure that energy level stays high with everyone. But I feel that there are few factors that come in their way of being that same energetic self all the time. And one, like you have pointed out very rightly, the expectations from L&D. There are a whole lot of, there's a plethora of things that L&D is expected to achieve in terms of, the strategy, marrying the business strategy with the actual outcome. And there are so many things that come in between that, influence this. But yeah, what I think steals our energy away sometimes is because we know that everyone is on a different agenda. However, we are on the focused agenda of the strategy. And this I've seen with many L&D teams, that they are looking at the end result. However, everyone else, most of the time, looks at the immediate result. So as the immediate result is something that is not really what the end result will look like, definitely it will be different than what the end result will look like. So all through the way, you will see that the L&D person has to keep building upon their energy again and again. So for example, I start with a project for about 4 months, a proper L&D project for 4 months, but it's not going to look the same as it is going to look at the end of the 4 months all through the journey. So every 15 days, when I take account of it, it will look very different. The challenge is to keep your energy high. Sometimes there will be a low. Like you mentioned, everything should be result based. So when we're looking at the results are not always encouraging. Trainings are not really magic wands. So there will be challenges, there will be struggles all through. So keeping your energy high, though you see those sort of energy stealers, is what I think is the real challenge for a training person. And I think how they keep it up is, all through the journey of training and all that, my journey that I've seen over 13 years, I've seen that there is always a little bit of silver lining to every effort that you put in as a training person. So that one small effort, maybe the result in terms of behavior change, as you mentioned, or maybe the result, the outcome expected, even a little degree of change is what encourages us to keep going. So that is what I think keeps our energies high. And those are what keeps our energies, steal away our energies. Yeah.
In fact, you reminded me of my early days. One of the reasons for my energy going down used to be when I used to ask a lot of questions. I was, say, for example, working in an IT company, and a project manager would say, we need so and so training for our team. And then I would start asking a lot of questions. Why do you need this training? What are the challenges you face? And they would invariably get angry, because I was a junior at that time. They'd say, why don't you just do the training? Right? So that would used to get my energy down. And I think over time I've realized that L&D, and I think Annapurna also said that L&D is everybody's business. It's not just the L&D functions business. Everyone needs to understand what learning is, because without learning, business cannot move ahead, cannot move forward. So in fact, I kind of, what I've got from what you said right now is that L&D is actually sitting at the intersection of business expectations and people realities. We're kind of trying to juggle a way through this. And definitely there's a lot of pressure that L&D teams carry. Now, since you talked about the magic wand, and I really want to, ask you that question related to this. So suppose you had a magic wand. I know this is hypothetical, but if you had a magic wand to fix one thing and only one thing inside the L&D teams, what would that be?
So with experience over the years, I have realized that one thing that I want to, create all the change that I need to create as an L&D person is clarity. Clarity of what is the end result, clarity of what they want immediate, what they want later, what is the priority right now for the organization, and what is the priority of those sub-segments also. So once I have the clarity, I think everything else falls in place. Clarity leads to the confidence that I will have when I'm delivering that content, when I'm tracking it. All of it comes through my clarity. Once I'm clear about what I want, and I see this in my current organization, that the L&D person is part of every meeting, every important decision. And because we are a part of that, we are so clear on what we need to achieve that it automatically gives us a confidence to perform, to ensure that the outcome is visible. And this also helps in the leadership interactions. So if we only have an opportunity to interact with leadership or strategize with the leadership, there's no point. But if I have the clarity and the confidence, it helps me get the right questions across to the leadership and get, like you mentioned, you have so many questions. Once you have the clarity, it helps you better to get more focused results, is what I feel. So I think that magic wand is clarity. Once you have it, you can change the world.
I think that's a great answer. I really love the way you explained this. In fact, I am a person who keeps harping on diagnose the problem before you ask for a training. And I think clarity kind of connects with that, because you know what is needed, what needs to change. And once you know what very clearly, it's much easier.
I've observed, in my earlier organization, I would see that L&D or the entire training quality, the facet was kept away from the main decision, and a filtered understanding would reach them. Now that Chinese whisper is what they will again convert into results. So obviously when they achieve something and go back and say that this is what we have achieved, it would again come back, no, this is not what we expected. We expected certain result.
Correct.
And they again go back the same cycle, and you'll see that there is no real change coming across. So this is what I noticed, once they are a part of every process and they have that kind of clarity of what the organization needs to achieve, it fixes everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think what stands out is that L&D teams are not short of intent or effort, and I'm sure, and being part of the function, I know I understand that. I think what they often need is clarity, and that's what you've truly pointed out. We need clarity, we need support, we need our space to do the meaningful work that we do. And these are not individual issues, as many times people say, this is your problem, or this is something that you're asking for. They are all like system signals. The whole system is running. And I think these conversations we're having, and we should have longer conversations. I would probably ask Vishal to do something beyond this, spend more time on these conversations, because we can actually make the invisible visible. We're all aware of a lot of things, but we're not really bringing them out. I think these discussions help us bring them out. And we bring, when we are all together in one forum, it always helps to share these kind of insights. So thanks a lot, Sonal. We've had a very short time, but it was a very constructive discussion. Thanks for sharing your insights.
Thanks, Jubin. And thanks, Sonal. The point that Jubin you brought up regarding having a conversation, I will definitely pass on to the Inspiring Minds team. Okay, and as I assume that Inspiring Minds team will reach out to you regarding this conversation. Okay, so the honors again lies back to you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so Sonal, we have planted a tree on your behalf. The details has already been shared where the tree has been planted, and where the entire, who is the caretaker and everyone. Okay, so we
Thank you,
say
Vishal. Thank you for sharing my experience.
we say it ek ped maa ke naam, for the mother nature. Okay, and me long back, being a botanist, I always love for my mother nature is always there as a botanist. Okay, although I work as an HR professional right now, but by heart still I am a botanist. Okay, so the detail for the certificate has been already shared with you.
Beautiful gift. I think this is really time immemorial. We'll remember this gift. Thank you, Inspiring Minds.
Thank you, Sonal. Thank you for your time. Jubin, we will connect back again with you for more learning. Okay, so in the meantime, enjoy your coffee. Okay, so we have got our next set of Inspiring Learning and Mind, 50 top 50 professionals. We have Sagarika Sanyal Goswami. Okay, so Sagarika is occupied with some other activities, so she has not been there. But yes, she is the VP Talent Management at Apps Connect Automation Private Limited. To her, being an inspiring L&D minds in celebrating progress by empowering continuous learning. Let's move to our next L&D professional who is made to the list of the top 50. Sakat Gupta. He is the global head human resources of Matrix Matrix Numero. To him, being an inspiring L&D minds, igniting the sparks of curiosity that drives people to grow beyond their comfort zone. That's the important point, Sakat, you brought into perspective. It's about creating a learning experience that connects heart and minds, align people purpose with organization. That's the very important point that you have brought in, Sakat. Okay, and inspire a culture where continuous growth becomes a shared way of life. Sakat's father is not well today. He is in the hospital, and we all, on the behalf of Inspiring Minds team, on the behalf of all the finalists, all the people who are there, okay, wishes for his speedy recovery. Okay, and we want to see Sakat's father, uncle, back again. Okay, and giving us the kind of knowledge he holds. So we wish Sakat's father a speedy recovery. Okay. But since life continues, we have got Satish Verma. Okay, Satish Verma is the CHRO of Genus Paper and Board Limited. To him, being an inspiring L&D minds means igniting curiosity, enabling growth, and shaping a culture where learning becomes a way of life. It's about empowering people to discover their potential. That's the wonderful point, Satish, that you have brought here. Okay, aligning their aspiration with organizational purpose. Many a times we forgot that the people also has the aspiration, similar to what organization has. Satish, you have brought the human perspective to the learning and development. Thank you for that. Okay, and drives transformation about knowledge, innovation, and continuous self-development. So we have Satish here. Okay,
Hi, good evening, Dr. Vishal.
Good evening, Satish. So the stage is all yours.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. And I'm truly honored and grateful to the L&D Minds 2025 platform for this recognition. And for me, learning and development is not an event or a function, it's a continuous mindset. And in today's dynamic business environment, organizations that learn faster, unlearn consciously, and relearn collaboratively are the ones that stay relevant to the current business scenario. And this recognition belongs equally to the leaders, mentors, teams, and frontline employees I have had the privilege to work with. Each interaction has been a learning moment for me as well as individuals who are being into this interaction. And I strongly believe that impactful learning and development connects people capability with the business purpose while keeping human values at the core. Thank you once again for this honor. I look forward for continued learning, collaboration, and contribution to a stronger people-centric organizations. Thank you and best wishes to L&D Minds team 2025. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Satish, and hope you have received your certificate.
Yes, please.
Okay, so Satish, thank you again for being, one of the torch bearer. Okay, for inspiring L&D minds.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Vishal.
Thank you. So for the next, we have got Sayantan Banerjee. Okay, so Sayantan Banerjee is facing some issues related to technical glitch related to network. He has just informed me. Okay, so currently Sayantan is working with as a business HR with Reliance Consumer Products Limited. To him, inspiring L&D minds means empowering people to grow with confidence, designing training program, learning and development initiative, inclusive and meaningful for each and everyone, creating an environment where curiosity thrives. That's the wonderful point that you have brought, Santan. I can understand why people are selecting, L&D professionals as the top 50. Skill evolve and growth becomes a natural, celebrated part of the everyday's work. So as I have been informed that Santan is facing some network issue, so we will be try to connect with him again and join him again. So next we have got Salja. Salja is Deputy Vice President for K Fintech Limited. To her, being an inspiring L&D minds means experience, transformation of capabilities, capacity, and competences for the future ready. Wonderful point that you have brought in, Salja. Okay, that we need to think about transformation of capabilities, capacity, and competences, all three at the same time. To be curious and empower individual to grow beyond their limits through various learning interventions. Ensure that the employees align with their personal growth to the organization purpose. Encourage a culture of where learning is transformative and close to everyone's heart, preparing the workforce to thrive in a competitive environment in every changing world. That's the wonderful points, Salja, that you have brought in. Okay, so let's hear from Salja. Salja.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Vishal. This is Shailaja from KFin Technologies, Hyderabad, Telangana. I am truly honored to get this award from Inspiring Minds. It came across as a surprise to me, and my heartfelt thanks to the entire team of Inspiring Minds, as well as the jury. What is really special about this award is it does not come with any commercial, neither does it come with any sponsorship. That was the best part about the award, because what I felt was this is, in the true sense, celebrating learning and development excellence. So I was really, really thrilled when I was actually applying for the award. And for me, learning and development is not only about training. As Dr. Vishal just read out from my citation, it is about building capabilities, it is about building capacity, it is about building the character of the employees within the organization, which actually aligns to the values of the organization. Yeah. And when the organization truly invests in learning, they are actually investing in the growth of the organization, they are investing in the innovation of the organization, and they are also investing in the resilience. Yeah. So L&D plays a major platform for the entire growth of the organization, whether it is within India or whether the organization goes global. So thank you once again, for actually recognizing the efforts that have been put by the entire learning and development. So when this award was actually announced, I went back to the team and I said, team, we have received the award. So the effort of each and every member of the team went a very, very long way. And I look forward to continue this journey of transformation through the learning platform. Thank you, Dr. Vishal. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Salja. When I got associated with Inspiring Minds as an advisor, okay, and they asked me to host the event along with Baleshwari. Okay.
Right.
So one of the thing that I have asked for the Inspiring Minds team is that are you asking any commercials for getting the award? They said no.
True.
Okay. So so
To
they
be a
said,
little frank, Dr. Vishal, I had also won the Stevie Award. For this Stevie Award, we had to pay certain amount. And when we get the award, to get the cup also, I have to pay certain amount and then take the cup. So I said, no, I don't want to participate in such award ceremonies.
that is the one of the loveliest thing that that happens. That is why I support from my heart the Inspiring Minds team,
Absolutely.
whatever the way I can support. Okay, because as you have already said that most of the awards are being paid award, or the commercials are associated. Okay,
Right.
and the Inspiring Minds team, yes, definitely the work of all the jury members is definitely very, very tough. Okay,
Correct.
to identify, because the moment we have open award categories, so some definitely some nominations does not fits into our the policies and everything. Okay,
Right.
but still the team as well as the jury has doing wonderful work finding the
yes.
top 50 professionals.
Absolutely, absolutely. Kudos to the entire team, Dr. Vishal. It's definitely not an easy feat.
Okay, so thanks again, Salja. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Vishal.
Thank you. And I hope you have received the certificate.
Yes, I've received the certificate. I've circulated it to the senior leadership as well. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you, Salja.
Thank you.
So next we have got Shalini Misra, who happens to be head of Subham K Mart Private Limited. To her, being an Inspiring Minds means empowering people, empowering employees to grow faster, fostering a culture of continuous growth, and in aligning development initiative with organizational purpose. That's one of the important aspect that the learning and development mind people should take care of. Thank you for bringing Shalini that point here. Okay, it's about guiding individual to unlock potential, embrace changes, and cultivate skills, and drive both personal fulfillment and company's long-term success. Saif informed by the team that Shalini somehow has not been able to join here. Okay, because her for commitment to some other work. Okay, so we will be have Salini there, and we will be hearing her in the near future very soon. Coming to the next, we have Saswati Chaudhary. Okay, she is head of the learning and development, bought VFX India Private Limited. To her, being an inspiring L&D minds means nurturing people through continuous purposeful learning process, experience, and initiative, confidence, aspirations, and future readiness. It is an art of transformation, potential into excellence. Wonderful point, Saswati, that you have brought here. By architecture, world-class ecosystem with curiosity, where curiosity thrives, identity strengthens, and growth becomes a shared cultural promise, empowering individual and organization. Shashwati, till now, what I have, seen most of the, that details related to why they are inspiring minds. It actually helps me understand the work that has the jury members has done. On the behalf of all the 50 top inspiring minds, I would like to thank the jury members. Okay, so over to you, Shashwati. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, Dr. Verma. Okay, we are deeply honored to be recognized today. Thank you for this recognition. I accept this with heartfelt gratitude and humility. Thank you, inspiring minds. Thank you, juries. That goes without saying. A special thank you to my incredible team, Manoj, Revan, Nitya, Kartik, Ganesh. This recognition reflects your dedication as much as mine. I am grateful to Bot VFX India Private Limited, where the culture is we never stop learning. Deepak and Anand, I thank you for trusting me with this. I also thank my mentor, collaborators, and our learners who constantly challenge and inspire me. My journey in learning and development has never been just about building programs or systems. It has always been about building people. Over the last 2 decades, across universities, classrooms, studios, and organizations, I have learned that learning works best when grounded in empathy, relevance, and purposes. My university experience, guided by QAA aligned frameworks, taught me that learning must be structured, outcome driven, and rigorous. It's essential to conduct a need analysis, understanding learners' aspirations and contextual realities, and translating those insights into deeply experiential learning journeys. To the L&D community, we are not just enablers of skills, we are custodians of potential. In a rapidly evolving world, our role is to create safe space for growth and human connections, especially in the AI world. Congratulations to all the winners. Let's continue to inspire learning that truly matters.
Thanks, Shashwati. Again, I would just emphasize here again that apart from the jury evaluation that may have a biasness, human biasness, we also have the AI system working with us. Okay,
Yes.
and we give equal weightage to AI system as well as jury. Okay, so we cannot allow human biasness as well as the machine biasness.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the task force has to grow along with that adapt to the new things.
Right, very right, Sashwati. So thanks, Sashwati. I hope you have received your certificate.
Yes, yes, of course.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks,
Thank
Sashwati.
you.
Enjoy your day.
Yes, please. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you. So, can we have Baleshwari here?
Yes,
Baleshwari?
I'm here only. So the next and the last discussion which we have with again Zuvinda. The topic is if L&D cannot measure it, it probably did not change it. So we are going to get the highlight on this topic from Zubinda. I request Zubinda to be online. Yes, Subinda.
Yes, thanks, Palishwari. In fact, the topic you showed was what I covered in the previous session. So now we're going to discuss something
I would
related to
say,
artificial.
Zubinda, one information in the
Yes.
this show is going online. So people in the LinkedIn, everyone is liking your the way you have been speaking and giving the ideas and all. Everyone is liking you, and they want to hear you from more. So please, if you can,
All right, sure.
yeah.
So
Thank you.
let's move into the world of AI now, because it's something that I've been exploring for quite some time, and how I believe AI will expose bad learning systems. So yeah, so let's get started. So I
Yes,
want to
please.
start with a statement which might feel a little uncomfortable at first. Okay, so AI is not coming to destroy learning and development. There's this misconception, and a lot of people are talking about this. I've had my own concerns about it. So I've been doing a lot of research, I've been talking to people, I've been doing my own thinking. And somehow, what I can see happening already is that bad learning systems, they're already struggling anyway. What AI is going to do is AI is just going to make that struggle visible. You're going to see that it's like, somebody comes and exposes something which is really bad. So for example, if someone in your organization needs an answer right now, what do they do first? Earlier what we used to do is we used to log into the LMS, or
Correct.
we would go into Google also later. Now people are simply opening a browser and they're asking something like ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot. Now, this behavior change that has happened, that behavior tells us far more than what any survey can give you. It's something that you can see happening right in front of you. So the question that needs to be considered now is: Are you or your learners have are are you using AI tools to get answers faster? Your internal training content is not giving you what AI is giving you. Why is that? Is it because we've become lazy, or is it because it's more efficient? Um, and if the answer is efficient, and you've got to think about
Efficient.
it, that efficiency has a habit of exposing weak. Whenever there's efficiency, weak systems will get exposed because weak systems are not efficient. So let us be very clear about what is happening here. So AI does three things extremely well. First, it gives you instant answers. First thing. Second, it personalizes information, which was not happening earlier. Now it's everything is very personalized because AI can study and understand you once you start chatting with it. And the third thing is it removes the friction. There's no friction. You get everything instantly, smoothly. Now you have to ask yourself a question. What happens since AI has come in? So what happens to those long generic courses that have been built? What happens to those content heavy but context light programs? The context is not very strong. A lot of content is there. Or what about the learning that exists mainly because it was created once and it has not been updated? So, they do not compete with AI. It's not possible. They will just get skipped. AI is not asking for permission. Learners have already voted with their behavior what they are using, what they need, what they want, and what they're using. So, what's the evidence behind it? I mean, I can say whatever I want or what my experience is or what I've observed. But now I'm going to tell you about a research from Gartner, which shows that employees increasingly bypass formal learning systems and knowledge bases in favor of on-demand digital and AI-enabled tools, and they do that when they need immediate answers. It's not that they don't like L&D. They don't. It's. I mean, that's not the case. But the reason is speed, relevance, and context. These matter more in the moment of work. The shift is already happening. We can see that AI is not a future problem. It's there right now at present. So the question that you can think of right now is, have you ever thought while taking a course, you go through a course and say, oh, what, this is correct. Whatever information is being given to me is correct. But it is not useful right now. That's a very important point. Great course, but it is not useful right now. That gap between correct and useful, that is where AI wins. So AI is exposing 3 uncomfortable truths about learning systems. So what are those? First, if learning is mostly about content delivery, AI will always be faster. Content delivery. You ask AI, AI gives you very fast answers. So that's the first uncomfortable. Second is, if learning is designed for everyone, it helps no one in particular. You can't have those long generic learning programs anymore. There has to be some personalization because AI is doing it instantly, really quickly. And the third uncomfortable truth is, if learning is disconnected from real work, it will always be postponed. You've got to push people to come to a training program. Why are you doing that? Why do you need to do that, right? So if learning is disconnected from real work, that's what's going to happen. Now, AI does not care about completion rates, and learners do not care about course lengths. They care about one thing. Can this help me right now? If the answer is no, they move on. But let me put it in a positive tone here. This is where L&D has a real opportunity. I always look for opportunities during challenges. You see, AI can give information, but AI cannot understand your business context. You can always do your work through AI, but the business context, it's you. AI cannot read your organizational culture. AI cannot diagnose capability gaps on its own, can it? AI cannot design behavior change. You see, a strong L&D will shift its role. Its role from content creators to capability architects. These are very important shifts required now since AI is gaining momentum more and more and more. A strong L&D will also shift its role from being course owners to performance partners. I love to use this term, and I would love it if you use it as well. We are performance partners. We have to move from being program managers to business translators. AI does not replace this work. AI actually makes this work more valuable. So let me say this clearly. If AI makes your learning system uncomfortable, that discomfort is actually data for you. It's feedback for you. It is telling you what needs redesign. So not everything needs to be protected. Some things need to be rebuilt. So I just want to keep this short because there's so much more that we can actually talk about and how AI is affecting L&D. How do we use AI in L&D? In fact, I've built a couple of courses in my own platform on L&D Academy, which is about AI itself. How do you incorporate AI in the whole end-to-end L&D system? Or how do you use AI to design better learning programs? And since I've done so much of research, I wanted to put that into courses, self-paced courses that I've built. And there are many more that I've been building over the last 3 years. Anyway, coming back to what we were discussing, and I want to close with this. I want to say this, that AI will not replace learning and development. It will not replace learning and development, but it will expose weak learning and development. So you see, the future belongs to learning systems that are contextual, practical, and has to be tightly linked to performance. So there is no room for anything beyond this here. You've got to be linked to performance. So the real question is not, will AI change learning? The real question is, will L&D change fast enough? And finally, again, I want to provide something to you. You've attended this session. So if you'd like a copy of the learning system reality check, I've built something for you. Please send me an email to zr@lndacademy.com and I will send it to you. And I'm going to type that in the LinkedIn comments, the email address, so that you can send an email to me. It was great interacting with all of you. Thank you so much. And over to Balashwari.
Thank you, Zuvinda. Thank you so much. So next, the awardee is Ms. Shomali Vishwas. She is a senior HR manager in Bedp Cum Designing Private Limited. So her regarding the L&D is to me, being an inspiring L&D mind means ignite the curiosity and empowering the others to reach their potential, and creating the learning experience that transform not just skills but the mindset. It's about the connecting the people, growth to greater purpose, and shaping the culture where continuous learning and drives innovations and exclusive meaningful impact both individuals and the organization. So wow, the thoughts is really means great. Hey, good evening, Shomali. I
Good
hope you are
evening, good
doing
evening,
well.
ma'am. Yes,
Hey,
I'm pretty fine.
it's over to you, Sonali. We are waiting for you to hear from you. The rest, okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm truly honored and grateful to be the part of the organization Inspiring L&D Minds 2025. My heartfelt thanks to the Inspiring Minds L&D Academy and the estimated jury for choosing me over the nominations. This recognition is truly humbling. Well, my journey actually starts from training and development as well. When I started my journey back to 2025, and driving in this deep passion for learning, enabling people to grow. That journey has shaped me to the path, and my current role right now, I am with senior HR manager as BDB Com Private Limited. Well, where I am continuing with the focus of building capabilities, empowering the talents we have, and creating a meaningful learning experience for them as well for everyday purposes. I would also like to congratulate all my fellow awardees in the inspiring part and for such an incredible community of learning and development professionals. This recognition belongs to every mentors, every leaders, every team members, and the learner who has been the part of this journey. And yes, of course, I won't be able to continue with the talking that much, but I would request L&D Minds and the Academy and Inspiring Minds to have the connection over a physical meet, so that we can meet and greet. We can learn from our mentors, from our estimated jury members as well. Thank you once again for inspiring and keep learning, evolving, making a different. And I'm very, very grateful to that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Shomali. Thank you, and congratulations to you once again.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Same to you. So the next participant, the awardee, is Dr. Suresh Kapoor. He is a Deputy Vice President of IE Finance Limited. According to him, is a learning movement into a spark that lights up both the person and potential and borrows the dream, because when someone grows a family, it's better than night. What's a thoughtful thoughts? So Dr. Suresh is not with us. Might be he is stuck with the his professional work. So I will request Dr. Vishal Bhaiya, please, if next, yeah. The next awardee is Shushma Priya. She is the general manager of Premsons Motors Udyog Private Limited. For her, the L&D minds means they ignite the curiosity and driving the transformation and creating the pathway where learning becomes a live experience and not a task. It's about empowering the people to unlock their potential and align the personal growth with the organizational excellency and cultivating the culture where continuous learning fuels the collective success. Great thoughts. So, Ms. Shushma is unable to join with us today. So, I will request Vishal Bhaiya to please, yeah, thank you. So, next, our next awardee is Mr. Shorno Deep Paul. He is a senior HR executive of Digitite Solution Private Limited. Digitite Solution Limited. My mistake. So for him, it means people to become a best version of themselves and building a learning environment that is a motor, a personal development, creativity, and empathy. It involves the creations of transformative experience not only in the terms of people's ability but also their perspective, thus turning educations into a common road of success and purpose. Great thoughts, Sorno. I know you personally, but it's great to be here to see you. So, Sorno, it's over to
Thank you so
you.
much. Thank you so much for this pleasant and wonderful introduction, Balishwari Di. Yes, thank you so much. A very good evening to all, and congratulations to everyone over here. Like this is an amazing initiative which is taken by Inspiring Minds, and I love the concept also. Like it has been amazing, like amazing to be a part of this community, and thank you for giving me the honor of being named as one of the top 50 inspiring L&D minds 2025. Basically, as an senior HR executive at Digitite Solutions Limited, my main motto was to focus on making learning and development a key driver for employee growth and company success. And definitely, this receiving this award is a big milestone in my journey, because from handling payroll and onboarding at On-Process Technology to leading L&D initiatives at Bandhan Bank Limited, the journey was like a roller coaster ride, and it was a wonderful experience indeed. And this recognition shows like how systematic approach in human resource and HR can make a real difference. And I have tried like combining my love for learning and development with hands-on experience in talent acquisition and employee life cycle management. So thank you so much. So this award motivates me to keep exploring new ideas in HR, especially to improve HR entire like employee experience and employee life cycle in today's Indian corporate, which is highly volatile. Um, yes, a big shout out to the amazing jury for putting their efforts to do this amazing work, and Inspiring Minds team and my colleagues for making this work meaningful every day. So let's keep inspiring minds and creating more innovation and impact in the upcoming 2026. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
So, our next awardee is Tarni Jaipal. She is a manager and L&D of BRICS India Private Limited. For her, as L&D means connecting the participant and emotionally and empathically to create a long-lasting learning impact. Great. So, yeah, Ms. Jaipal is not with us today, unable to join in this event. she is stuck with us professional commitment. So I would request Vishal Bhaiya we can proceed with the next awardee. Okay. Our next awardee is Mr. Uddeshya Srivastava, and he is an HR senior analyst of KPMG. And for L&D means a meaningful learning and experience, and empowering the people to grow and driving the culture of continuous improvement. And it's about ignite the curiosity, enabling the capability, and making the measurable impact by helping the individuals unlock their potential and contribute more confidential to the organizational success. Great thoughts, Udesh. Uh, Unfortunately, as a Saturday, people are stuck with their professionals' work. We are unable to attend. Udesh is unable to attend the event. And Udesh, congratulations on the behalf of entire team of Inspiring Mind and L&D Academy. So Vishal Bhaiya, if you can please, thank you so much. The next our awardee is Vinod Shoren. Mr. Vinod Shoren is the Senior Manager and Training and Development of Shubham K. Mart Private Limited. And his L&D means for his is the first learning alongside the employees, what they want, how they prefer to learn, while always align those aspirations with the organizational goals. It's co-creating growth paths that empower the frontline staff, spark the continuous learning culture, and drive the shared success, turning individuals' potential into a collective achievement. Amazing, amazing. Great thoughts, Mr. Vinod. Congratulations to Mr. Vinod. And I hope he is not with us today to attend the event. So we would like to hear you from Mr. Vinod in future. Okay, the next awardee is Yadarshi Bhardwaj. She is Assistant Manager HR, Dyna Roof Private Limited. For her, L&D Minds means empowering the people, grow with the confidence, curiosity, and purpose. It means designing the learning that sparks the transformation and builds the future-ready skills and strengthen the culture. Above all, it means creating the opportunities where individual feels a value, support, and inspired to achieve their highest potential every day. Great. Yadarshi, we would like to hear you from more about what exactly you feel the L&D means. We all want to hear from your mouth. It's up to you. Wow.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'm truly honored and grateful to receive this recognition, and a big round of applause to the entire team of the Inspiring L&D Minds. It is a very great initiative and a great platform for every one of us, and a big congratulations for all the winners. My journey in the L&D has started in 2013 for the first time, and it has taught me that learning is never about the programs or the platforms alone. It's about the people, the purpose, and the progress through which we are going through. Along the way, I have learned that the real learning happens when curiosity is encouraged for every step, and the mistakes are safely and carefully handled, and growth is intentional. I owe this moment to the mentors who challenged my thinkings, the leaders who structured me for where I am now and in front of everyone, who have accepted my ideas, and the learners who constantly reminded me why L&D matters. And this recognition is not just a milestone. It is a responsibility to keep me learning, who gives me motivation to go ahead in the L&D department. And to the L&D community, thank you for choosing me. Thank you for this generous with knowledge and bold with innovation. Let's continue to shape the learning that truly transforms lives and organizations. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Yadrisha. It is a delight to hear you. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
and based on the statistics that has been provided from the Inspiring Minds team, we have covered almost all across India. Okay, we went abroad. We are from South Asian countries. We have some issues from the time zone related for when we approach Nigeria, Australia. With due respect, we focused mainly on Indian professionals. Okay, and thank you for being in the top 50 Inspiring Minds.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
So with that, we complete all the 50 professionals. So a big round of applause to them. So before I sign off, Inspiring Minds has asked me to give some key statistics before we actually sign off this thing. Okay. So for Inspiring L&D Minds Award 2025, Inspiring Minds has received total of 463 nominations. Out of that, incomplete nominations or incorrect information was 287. Where when social media analysis was done, it was found that out of 463, 287 were not correct, providing the correct information, or incomplete information was there. Okay, so they were rejected, and the final list was shared with the AI assessment as well as the employee list, and on the basis of that, a final list of awardees of 50 finalists were provided. So again, a big round of applause for all the 50 finalists. Okay. Stay connected for next award category, that is Inspiring Sales and Marketing Minds 2026 coming up. Okay, for more detail, visit the website of the Inspiring Minds, that is www.theinspiringminds.in. And as usual, as we say, the Inspiring Minds awards are not at all paid awards. Okay, but it takes lots of effort and the commitment that will be there to have that award. Okay, so thank you for attending, everybody. Thank you for on the behalf of me as well as Baleshwari. So we both are signing off today, and enjoy your weekend. Okay, and happy new year well in advance. See you in 2026. Thank you, everyone.